Battlefield Earth to me is like such a like piece of cinematic disaster piece art. That's how I describe this movie. It is that bad, but I just can't help but feel fascinated by it. Like,
how did it? But see, I'm going to try to. It killed Travolta's career, but then it made Barry Pepper popular because then he went on to play Dale Earnhardt of all people.
Travis, how much have you had to drink already?
I haven't had anything to drink.
Not yet, anyway.
You guys have the challenge, but we're live, by the way. So.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it'd be fun just to have this little pre-show discussion and rambling go.
Well, I guess the challenge is a go because basically, you guys need to get me to say it while we're live. So there you go.
Yep.
So I can't do anything on camera, but I probably can show stuff on the side to get you. But
I am not clicking any links, Joe.
Travis,
you ain't gotta click the link.
No. I don't like diverting my.
Randy got to see a good Pokemon live stream about an hour ago.
dude, I was relaxed. Like I was afraid I was like gonna fall asleep. I was so relaxed. I'm like, man,
I was
like,
slaughtering
who knew that
bugs.
unboxings could be this fun?
Sounds like my friend. Sounds like my friend's Mario Twitch streams every Tuesday and Thursday that I watch.
I was murdering bugs before the show, so I was, doing quite good. Welcome to the pre-show, everybody.
And I was painting.
Where we're going to get Travis to take a shot.
I'm
Nice.
practicing faces.
Travis, go look up Godard and porn.
No.
You're not gonna get me to just do that.
Do it.
You can't just get me to like. You can't just be like, "Oh, Travis, can you like click this link here?" Because that's just gonna give away like what your intent is.
Randa, I just want to say my fidget spinner is better than yours.
Dude, I got this from a blood bank like 3 years ago.
Dude, I was I was fidget things before you guys tried to make it cool. So
God, hello, fellow young people.
No shit.
Okay.
We're all 30 or older, I think.
Hey, let me tell you about this brand new fad called Pogs.
Oh.
Hey, say what you want. Pogs are awesome as
You
well.
almost had me there, Ross.
Oh, wait, I got one. No, you don't.
I've got one. No, you don't.
Beverly
Yes, I
Ghost
do.
Rider.
Then fill out.
I
Okay.
still can't believe that the Power Rangers dildos have been scrubbed from the image search. I don't know how, but they have. Like a year ago, if you typed in Power Rangers dildos, non-stop pictures everywhere, and they're
Go into
gone.
safe search and turn it off. They'll come back up.
Well, no, that's because Nickelodeon
Safe-
owns them now, and they're scrubbing
Safe search has never been on for me. Thank you.
Hey, I found a picture of Tom Paris and Captain Janeway after, Threshold.
Okay, start the countdown. Bad Batch episode 4. Dave Filioni gets promoted, and Warner gets spun off. All of this and more tonight on The Real Super Geeks. And
Alright.
welcome to the show, to the Real Super Geeks on today, the 21st of May, 2021. My name is Ross, also known as Live Love Play, and once again, I'm filling in for our regular host, Carlos, who is continuing to deal with his friend in need, and we... Oh, hello, Kitty. And we hope for all of the best in his endeavors. Say hello.
Japan has invaded. Hello, Kitty.
Okay, this one's Dean. Say hi, Dean.
I got that joke, son.
Kill all the cats. What?
All right, off you go. All right, zoom on out, Justin. And join us today is our wonderful panel of hosts, leading off with our newest host, Raina. How are you doing this week?
I am doing great. It's been a crazy up and down week, but I finally made it to my favorite day of the week to be with you guys. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my friend Mark, who's taking a job in another state, and we got really close. I'm really happy for him. Gonna miss him, but wish you the best of luck, buddy.
All right, thank you. And next, Mr. Stop It himself, Travis, and his life partner, Lane.
Hello. I am fully vaccinated,
All right.
and
You survived.
I have survived. It was a terrible, terrible Tuesday, but I have survived. I have had the house all to myself for the last week, and if you want a really on Tuesday after I got the shot on Monday, so on Tuesday I was very much in pain. I didn't have I wasn't suffering as some people did. I had a mild fever and I had a lot of body aches, and I wanted to rest. But the thing is, this house that I am currently residing in is it's over 50 years old, and there's a couple sub pumps, both of which have malfunctioned while we've lived here, and one of them just so happens to be in my roommate's room. Now, two of my roommates have been on vacation this week, and the sub pump in his room is malfunctioning. And the thing is, I have had to monitor this sub pump, because if I don't, the water collecting in this little containing unit might actually flood his room. And so on Monday we had heavy rain, and on Tuesday we also had rain, and this thing would not stop filling up. And so if you want to picture me in absolute pain, just slowly trudging over to the sub pump, seeing it just nearing complete, almost completely filled with water. I have this manual hand pump that I had to
no.
I had to pump out 5 gallons of water into this orange bucket a piece, and make 5 goddamn trips to the bathroom just to empty it in, all while I'm just I am in so much pain right now.
A whole bunch of people felt that at the gas pump too.
I like how he acknowledged that he was home alone, but he didn't even acknowledge Lane like he doesn't live there. What is wrong with you, man?
Oh
Lane,
man, he just completely ignored me.
You're home alone. You walk
was,
around naked, right? Nobody's there to see you.
Lane's doing his own thing in paradise nowadays. He doesn't really help out.
Can I make a comment about how beautiful that coffee mug is?
Thank
Yes.
you. I absolutely love this mug. Girlfriend's mother actually gave it to both my girlfriend and I for Christmas this past year, and the art piece is actually my girlfriend's art. So
Very
I
good.
absolutely love this mug. Yeah.
And banning
That's also a good reminder. It's also a good reminder that it's Mermaid.
Amen. Absolutely.
and manning the control panel, pushing all the buttons, making all the sounds, and missing all his marks. We got Justin. How are you doing this week?
Round one.
I am doing actually pretty good. It's been a busy week. Yeah, Had a lot of stuff going on over here. Been trying to keep up. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic. So I've been having quite a bit of fun with that game. Other than that, yeah, it's going pretty good. And Ross, my friend, congratulations on your new job.
Thank you.
Congrats.
It's been an interesting week getting settled over there.
Yeah, I'm glad you're finally able to get where you want. So hopefully everything works out pretty good for you.
I hope so too.
You work for the village people.
And you know what? You know what?
No, I work for an mega corporation.
You had to dress like a village people.
You know what, Ross?
Yes.
Now you can run the telephone line your own damn self down to the basement.
There you go. There you go.
Wrong evil mega corporation, unfortunately. And since you're speaking up, son, we are all waiting with bated breath and deep anticipation to know where are you this week.
So while a bunch of our viewers are lamenting the fact that Hightail isn't here yet, I've been playing Minecraft 2 already. I'm playing a game called Creativerse, and guess what? It's Minecraft 2, and it's free.
Really?
Yep.
Very cool. Are those your builds?
No, this is just a picture. This is a picture I took. I'm still building Atlantis in the server that I'm on.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you, son. And joining us once again, the man who proves that haters do have souls, Commander Kirkley.
Shots fired.
Oh man, I'm loving the intro. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me again, guys.
Victory.
Oh man, that was good.
But,
yeah, so
but Travis, the thoughts didn't get fired. They now have a hot tub category on Twitch.
Yep.
Wait, what?
what?
Just tub it.
We'll get into that. Greg, how are you doing this week?
Doing pretty good, guys. Appreciate it. I just actually finished up my first live stream in a few weeks. Had a bit of a rough month, but I did my first live stream a little bit ago. Finished that up. Raina enjoyed it. She joined for the first time, so this will be a long night because I started my live stream about 7:45. I'll be with you guys till the end of this show, so it's gonna be a long, fun night though.
Oh, I feel you. I've been getting up at 4 a.m. all week.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And next week we're doing 4 days of 10-hour days. So yay!
410
because we're getting Friday off. Well, the Facebook is getting Friday off, so we can't work. So to get everybody 40 hours, well, anyway, minutia. Let's get into the topics for the week, shall we? We got a lot going on. We got a lot to cover, so we'll dive on in. And first, we are starting off with The Bad Batch.
And
Episode 4.
Quite the interruption.
oh my god,
Ross there.
Wacky.
You broke Ross.
Yeah, I know.
Broke Ross.
Go.
Brad broken. Come back to us, Ross.
He was
Mm.
so-
Oh,
There he is.
Ross.
Okay.
There you go.
Haven't left.
Welcome back. You're back. Nope, you're gone again.
His internet is Bad Batch.
Am I back yet?
Yes, you're there.
Yeah, I think you think so. Nope.
It seems like your internet doesn't know how to follow orders.
Your internet's
Good.
bad.
I hear
Good
you guys
internet follows
perfectly. Why
orders.
can't you hear me?
You just keep cutting out.
We can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Okay, you can?
Yes, we
Good.
can hear you.
Okay.
Good internet follows orders.
Bad Batch, episode 4. Hot takes. Justin, go.
It was a good episode.
But first things first. Hit the alarm.
We already
He
did.
did.
We already did.
That's what broke
Oh.
you.
He
That's
did
what
while your
broke you.
internet was gone.
Okay.
That's why he got broke. So playing videos breaks Ross because
Why'd you do it again?
it breaks Ross.
Please continue then.
Okay. Well, Yes, it's a pretty good episode. It starts off just a little slow. They end up going to a planet because they need money. Who would have guessed? You
Hot
gotta
takes,
need
hot
money to
takes.
survive. But yeah, it was a good show. I approved of the episode. Who's next?
Raina.
It was a great episode. It was definitely better than that filler crap last episode. I actually liked it. The bounty hunter was actually really interesting. I liked the chase sequence was awesome. And I actually liked seeing them each one of them underestimate that bounty hunter and get absolutely wrecked.
They got their butts whooped.
Poor Wrecker.
Oh, Wrecker got it the worst, man. She just
Wrecker did
sidestepped him.
Wrecker is smashing his way into my heart slowly but surely.
He's doing that with everybody.
I
Smash it.
I think the only thing that I really didn't like about the episode is I don't know if you guys felt this way, but the premise itself was like so gimmicky. It like kept jumping from objective to objective to objective, and I know that was kind of the point, but it was like, come on, man. You let this domino out of control. Well, how did you lose control so fast?
Kids, man. Kids are the antithesis of control.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
She's growing on me though. I really didn't like Omega at first, but she's really, really, really growing on me as a character. I'm one of the ones that I hate when they use like children as like MacGuffins usually, but this kid is actually fun. She makes the show
have
fun.
some words on you on that.
Well, let's
You
hear
gotta
your
take a
words,
drink
Travis.
first.
Wait, what?
You're up
Take a
next.
drink first.
I'm not
Let's
taking a
hear
drink.
your
You guys
words.
haven't gotten me to say anything. All right, so when it comes to like this, I actually really liked this episode. For many of the same reasons Raina said. I thought the bounty hunter was very interesting. I'm looking forward to learning more about her and seeing what kind of role she might have in terms of potentially the season story. While I was watching this, I actually couldn't help but think to myself, like, oh my god, is it possible we might actually see Asajj Ventress later? Like, because she's a bounty hunter, and I don't know if I don't know if the novel Dark Disciple has taken place at this point in time yet. So if we fucking see Asajj Ventress in this series, I will lose my shit in the best possible way, because that character is one of my personal favorite characters of all Star Wars. But in terms of Omega, I actually really, really like this character in a, like, this is going to sound very Star Trek of me, but I absolutely love that she is experiencing everything for like the very first time in her, like, admittedly probably, like, she hasn't been alive very long, but she is at least a few years old and has been stuck on this water world station that makes clones her entire life. And I mean, yeah, she's a clone herself, but she has not seen anything outside that. And I'm not sure she's even, like, from what I can tell, like, I'd be surprised if she even saw like video or holographic things of anything outside Camino. So seeing her, experiencing plant life in dirt of all things for the very first time in episode 2, seeing her experiencing a city this episode, even last episode, as like as it was, seeing her like coming face to face with an animal for the very first time in the way that she has is really, really cool. Like, I love seeing her like reactions to anything, because everything is a surprise to her. Everything is a mystery just waiting to be unraveled to her. Like, she is eager to explore, she is eager to learn, she is eager to discover, and I absolutely adore this about this character. She, like, yeah, she might get into some trouble, but that is very, like, it's expected. She is learning a lot of the hardships that life can have. She is learning a lot of the joy that life can have. And yeah, she's going to make a lot of mistakes. She's going to make impulsive decisions that can have very real consequences, most likely. And that's what I really like about this character. Like, she is a child character that is done right in a way, if that makes sense. Like, you take any other child character and there will be hit and miss things. Like, you'll have your Wesley Crushers, you will have your Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. He's a great character. But I mean, like, with Omega, her character is very easy to define in the very short span that we've known her, and I think they have done an absolutely brilliant job fleshing her out and really showing us just what she is. And yes, there is still a lot to learn about her. We're still, kind of in the dark of what her specialty is or what she's able to do to help the Bad Batch.
I got to counter you there, Trev. So,
but before you get going, I just want to say how the entire second half of that, like that paragraph, was filled with so much sexual innuendo.
What?
We're still in the dark about the things she can do for the Bad Batch. I really enjoy how the writers fleshed her
your mind
out.
is in the gutter, son.
Power Ranger dildo.
Have you met her?
All right. My thing is this. For one, she is not fully fleshed out yet. And I think that is her experiences. Those aren't really, like, we still know hardly anything about her. So I think that's out. And the other thing that annoys me, do you notice these last few episodes, the focus is so hard on her that the Bad Batch gets their ass kicked and she is doing more work actively than they are. Has anyone noticed that the last 2 or 3 episodes? I don't
showcase that
understand
she's capable.
No, and I get that, but it's like you had that capable thing in the filler episode, and it's just I feel like they're trying to show up I feel like the Bad Batch made some really dumbass decisions this time around, and I know kids are a an unknown, they cause chaos where they go, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, you've dealt with wars, man, and you just got your ass kicked. You kicked your own ass.
Episode 2, it is established to the Bad Batch that raising a kid is an entirely different thing. Like, they're soldiers, they're not family people. So
no, I get that.
Batch are very much in unknown waters themselves.
Where have I seen?
Yeah. Stop. Take it down. Take it down.
What is that for?
And here's the thing about that, Raina. With Task Force 99, the Bad Batch, though more capable than your average clone, they're used to fighting as a team. And in this case, we had Fennec, who cornered the big guy, brain farting really hard right now, alone. Wrecker. She cornered Wrecker alone in the sewer, and she made a quick calculation and found a way to use his own mass and momentum against him. That is a classic move for anyone who is trying to fight someone who outweighs them.
Actually, I agree with you, Ross. That actually kind of makes sense now why they've been sucking so bad. Because now that I think about it, the last few episodes, they've always been separated in these last few scenarios. They've been in this situation where they were pulled apart from one another.
So Ross is the only other one who caught that. It's Fennec Chan.
I had to look it up because I forgot.
Oh,
distracted by explosions.
But yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But I guess I'll do my hot take now.
Talking about?
Yes.
Huh? Yeah, the bounty hunter.
Fennec Chan is.
Yeah, her participation in the show hasn't been secret. It was teased when in the first trailer for this series.
I mean, is Fennec Chan a
Mandalorian
legend?
She was in Mandalorian. She was one of the bounty hunters that
On
Din took
Tatooine.
down.
Yeah.
And then she came back with Boba Fett.
Was she the
She was the sniper in the Mandalorian. The first.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Look, she's just a Japanese fox. Get over it, you guys.
So let me lead in by saying that I am a huge Ming-Na Wen fan.
Yes.
I gushed. I didn't even know it was her in Mulan as Mulan in the animated movie, and then seeing her as Agent May in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was an absolute delight throughout the run of that series. So seeing her make her appearance in Star Wars we'll count it as second series. It was just too much fun. Seeing her face, seeing her interact with Omega. Thank God we're done with filler for now. But yeah, she's very capable. She's able to divide and conquer and focus on her prey and even switch from seemingly caring and nurturing to threatening at the drop of a hat. It was so much fun. It'll be interesting to see who she's working for, but we'll get into that discussion in a little bit once we're done with our round robin. And let's see what else. That's about all I've got for my impressions of this episode. A real strong one, and I'm looking forward to see where that goes from here. Greg, let's hear your thoughts on this episode.
Man, I really enjoyed the Mandalorian Bad Batch this week. It was all it was missing was Mando. Oh, I liked the episode, but it just every second was like, man, I've seen this. it was just all Mandalorian, and of course throw in Fennec Shan, and it's there.
Did he go back to a planet that was Mandalorian visited?
No, I don't think we've seen this planet before.
No.
No.
But my hot take was it was all right, better than last week's filler for sure. Travis's point about Omega being fleshed out and being a great child character. I raise you, baby Grogu.
The difference is that we get more interaction with Omega.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Grogu eating frogs, pushing buttons, literally.
Wow. Eye candy.
Grogu is raising the infant / toddler. The Omega is the preteen.
Technically, she's only a few years old, so she's toddler. She's 3-4 years old.
Yes, but her mind is at least 9, 10, 11.
So Grogu's what, 50?
Well, he said he was been around a long time. So.
He's been around 50 years, but he acts like an infant.
But my whole thing was, like I said, with Bad Batch, I'm getting very Mandalorian vibe. Mando was raising Grogu. Now you got Hunter and Wrecker raising Omega. So it's like, okay. The best funny part about this episode, though, was selling Tech as the droid.
That was pretty good.
It's like, I'm worth more than 2,000. 4, 3. Okay, sold. He's like, really?
You got me at a bargain.
that was great comedic relief in that one. But overall, I liked it. It was a good episode.
It was. I got a hot take.
What about that female protocol droid? Just like constantly like, oh, I'm not programmed to do this, or just like
like the CPO ripoff, D3PO ripoff.
I mean, she's a protocol droid, so I wouldn't say that she's a 3PO ripoff. She's more like she's got the same mannerisms and is definitely not used to breaking protocol, which is what she's being asked to do and forced to do. So it's
keep in mind that droids are manufactured en masse. There are many, many, many different kinds of droids that look similar to C-3PO that serve a variety of functions. In fact, Darth Vader had a black C-3PO who was also an assassin.
Protocol droid.
Yes, an assassin protocol droid.
I have a George prediction.
Human cyborg relations. And
your ass is mine. He channels electric shocks through his hands and then drains them of all their blood.
What?
Yeah.
That is
Groovy.
metal as hell,
like
man.
kicking-
That's you gotta love a good exsanguination.
That's 000 for you.
Oh, I
So-
love that.
My George prediction is the female bounty hunter is going to wind up joining the Bad Batch.
Nah.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
That's a bad George
She
prediction.
becomes an Imperial officer for a bit.
Isn't she an Imperial officer right now? Because this is right after Revenge of the Sith.
It is after Revenge of the Sith, but she's not wearing an Imperial uniform. She's in her own ship.
That's right.
She's most certainly a bounty hunter. But actually, I'll ask that question in a bit. Did you have anything else to say, Greg?
One more on Travis is how Omega's experiencing me. When he said dirt, I was like, I don't like dirt. It's coarse. It's dirty. It gets everywhere.
You watched the one memeable line from that entire movie. How did you do that?
All right. Thank you, Greg. Son, how about you wrap up our impressions?
Well,
the
it would be normal for the contrarian to go, I haven't watched a single episode yet.
Okay, how about your impressions of our impressions?
Well, you guys really haven't given me much story. You guys have mostly been talking about action more than anything.
Exactly.
Apparently the Bad Batch are separated for some reason. One of them seems to have been sold off.
This sounds like a completely different show when we explain it.
Sounds like a porno now.
Well, no, it's exactly what happened.
And a bounty hunter has decided to just up and kick their asses yet, like completely
For the first time.
effortlessly, and yet they've somehow survived and are not in custody.
Or dead.
Not bad, actually. That's pretty close.
That's kind of close. Yeah, you're on the right track.
So
Fun fact, I was gonna say fun fact. We're going back to Ming Na Wen. The live action Mulan was the first Mulan that is not Ming Na Wen. She actually, I just looked it up. She had been every Mulan through all the video games, the direct to video movies, everything Mulan. She was Mulan up until the live action one.
even Kingdom Hearts?
Even Kingdom Hearts, she was the voice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They never get the actual voices for that.
Yeah,
Wow.
She was in Wreck-It Ralph, Kingdom Hearts, Magic Kingdom, all of it.
Sweet.
Wow.
All right. So the big question we had at the end of the episode: who is Fennec working for?
I'm going to say herself this time. Probably still the Guild. I'm betting the Kaminoans, if I'm saying that right. I'm betting it's them or like the Empire put it out. It's the Guild. She's working for them to bring in the bounty. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another bounty hunter in the next episode.
I was gonna guess the Kaminoans as well, particularly because if I remember correctly, they have a very special interest in Omega, and Fennec was going after Omega specifically. They're like if it's somebody else, we need to see more of the story. So my money right now is definitely on the Kaminoans.
Well, I like that they actually try to throw you off
Justin,
a little bit
Rain-
because I was gonna say that I find it funny because I think they tried to throw you off because the Empire has a wanted on their ship codes, but the bounty itself is separate. So I think it's the Kaminoans as well.
That would be my guess because it's I mean they talked about what was it in episode 2 that they wanted the girl back, so it would make sense that would be a way for them to quietly do that. I'm wondering, this being bounty hunters, we're going to see Mandalorian show up. Imagine. It's about to get right for his
Jim
time
Jarn
period,
is
ain't
still
it?
a kid at this point.
He's still a
Jim
I think
Jarn
he's
is still a kid at
he's
this point.
What about Boba Fett?
no, Boba Fett's dead. Oh no, not Jango's. Boba
Boba Fett's
Boba Fett's
his
still-
name is probably
Boba
a
is
teen
still
right
is
now.
also a kid. Yeah.
Hey,
But again, like that's it. Just have like putting them in the show without some sort of reason just feels like a just a bit of a hip shot that you shouldn't be taking. Like it doesn't need to be taken.
fan service.
It's not even that. That is, it's like I would like to see if they potentially pick up some old Clone Wars episodes that were originally going to get made, but unfortunately had to be scrapped due to the show's early cancellation back in the day. Like there was going to be an episode with Boba Fett facing off against the bounty hunter Cad Bane. If you guys
See,
remember.
now who's fan wanking?
No, I'm just saying. Like if they were to redo some of these stories and potentially like rewrite them and maybe find a way to work them in, like I'd be interested to see where they go. But like I'm not expecting them to do that, and I am more like, again, I'm far more interested in the Bad Batch than I ever have been in Boba Fett. Like, yes, the Clone Wars series gave Boba Fett some much needed character, and yes, I'm sure we all enjoyed him in The Mandalorian, and even in fucking like, here you go, Sean, I'm throwing you a goddamn bone. Even in the fucking holiday special, Boba Fett is enjoyable, but
Oh
like I
God.
still don't give a shit about this character. Boba Fett is like he has always been this character that everybody seems to love, and I have just never understood why.
I'd
Because
like
he
to
looks
chime
cool.
in and say he's OP in Star Wars Battlefront 2, but I don't think that counts here. I'd just like to throw that in.
He's badass.
So, I have a George theory. I think you guys are all pretty much in agreement that it's probably the Kaminoans, simply because not only do they have interest in Omega, they would kind of want to protect their reputation over the fact that they've had some malfunctioning units. But my theory is it's actually that Crosshairs guy. It is a personal vendetta bounty, and the newly freed from her Imperial contract, Finnick, is the one to take the bounty.
I wouldn't say no to that, except that if it is Crosshair, it's still going to be the Empire at that point, which would lead back to the Kaminoans.
No. Like I just said, it wouldn't be the Imperials. It is a personal bounty from Crosshair.
I
makes
actually,
sense.
you know what? I hate to say it, but you know what? That's actually something like a
Good
possible
George
theory
theory.
right there.
I wouldn't
Like
I
George
wouldn't
Fury.
be against that one.
I mean, to think about it. If basically she thwarted him in those opening episodes,
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even say
basically she helped get that whole crew away by herself with a single shot. I mean, that's very plausible to me. I mean, I won't. My money's still on the Kaminoans, but it's a good theory, though.
It's a good secondary.
I wouldn't even call that a George theory, honestly, because like that's like not like really reaching. Like a George theory, I feel would be like it's Palpatine who's got the bounty out for him.
No, a George theory is it's Thrawn, and we'll only see him at the end of the first season.
No,
There
good
you
George
go.
Fury be
Hey.
Jedi that got killed in the opening credits of the first season, come back from the dead and off for revenge of the entire Bad Batch.
Hey Ross, if I had to ask everyone here a question, who would you guys like to see cameo in here of anyone that's around in this time? If you had the choice,
That's a good question. Let's go around with that. Let's start with Sun.
Who hasn't seen the show?
Well, okay, so basically, who all's alive at this point? Because I don't know my Star Wars deep.
Technically, I think everybody would be alive. It's just a matter of how old they are. Like Boba and Luke and Leia and all them, they're all too young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is immediately after the end of Clone Wars
Yeah,
and
Revenge of the
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. Honestly, I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I thought of something. The Bad Batch is helping the Organa get settled with Baby
Ooh.
Leia.
Mm.
Ooh, that's interesting.
oh, I've got a good one.
Go for it, Justin.
Kenobi. This is right after Order 66, so Kenobi could be on his way back to Tatooine to look after young Luke. But we got all this time for him to actually get there before we go off to his own series, which is starting after this, is it not?
It's not,
Yeah, but a logical place for that series to start would be with Luke delivering
Yeah,
Luke
but
to the
if you remember Revenge of the Sith, like there was literally a scene of him already delivering Baby
right.
Luke
He's already there watching him.
to
yeah.
Yeah.
Peru.
But like, you could be going off looking after Leia or something too.
Raina,
I actually have two, and I don't know if they'd ever do it because one of them is from Fallen Order, as if we'd get a Cal Kestis cameo,
Ooh, I would
or
be totally down to see that.
Yeah,
or if another one that I'd like to see is the first Inquisitors, the first ones they sent out into the field. Like, I would really love to see that, and that would tie in great with Fallen Order. Like, they're in like the prime time right now to like tie some of those Easter eggs in.
All right, Greg, how about your wish list?
Oh man, as far as the wish list, with this point where it's at, I'm not too sure. I'm probably gonna more agree with Raina on the Inquisitor part. But as far as like I'm more interested to see where the bounty is gonna come from. Is Sun gonna be right? Are we gonna be right? Say, hey, it's the Kaminoans? Is it Crosshair? But as far as a wish list, like this one's kind of tough because I don't know. They could easily throw in a Vader cameo with freaking Grandma, not Grand Moff Tarkin, but a Vader cameo could be very likely just because of the scenario it's in now. So it's like where we could, it's anywhere, any cameo could work at this point. I'm probably gonna go with Travis Moore as being Asajj Ventress could easily pop in.
Yeah, I really want to see Asajj Ventress.
What about Ahsoka?
Is that yours, Travis? Just Asajj?
Yeah, I was gonna say Asajj Ventress.
Cool. As for me, I'd like to see one or two more Jedi fleeing from the encroaching Empire. The Bad Batch hook up with them, trying to defend them. They either lose them, win, or something like that. Ooh, Ahsoka would be fun, but she had her bit at the end of Clone Wars. But what if we were introduced to one of the Legends Jedi?
You know what?
That'd be kind of cool to pull from Legends.
I have no idea if you guys know who this Jedi is, but one of my personal favorite Legends Jedi, who I know would be still alive at this point in time, is a Jedi called Ichu Shen John. And he was a character from an old, like, Age of Empire-esque computer game called Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. It was a real-time strategy game very similar to Age of Empires. I think it was honestly just kind of a reskin of that game, honestly. And he was this Jedi who was alive during the Clone Wars. I can't remember exactly how his story went, but his Padawan gets killed on Geonosis, and he takes on a new Padawan who is the sister of the Padawan, and they kind of go through this like dark sidey type of story where he tries to avenge his Padawan's death. And when he does, he realizes that the dark side has tainted him, and so he goes into exile and survives Order 66 that way. Like, he just vanished, and the Jedi massacre happened, and he appears later to help the rebels before getting cut down by Darth Vader. So if he were brought into this whole thing, which I very much doubt that they will do that, because he's from a computer game that is very not well known. But if they were to bring Ichu Shen-John to this, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, Travis. Thank you, everybody.
Hey Ross, can I bring up one more? That'd be nice.
Sure. Go for it.
What about Jyn Erso's father? You know, the construction of the Death Star, planning that out, tie it into Rogue One a little bit, like the pre-planning stage.
That's where the Vader cameo can make sense too.
Yeah,
they help him and his family escape.
That would be really awesome if they tied that in.
I mean, we've already got what was his name in the first episode?
Caleb.
Not Caleb. The guy they sent him to execute. They sent them to execute.
Saw Gerrera.
Yes, Saw Gerrera. That would tie in nicely.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ooh, so many possibilities. Good one, Raina.
See, now I'm getting a very A-team vibe now, and no job is too small kind of thing.
I mean,
if you can find one, you can hire
Bad Batch as the mutant A-team of Star Wars in the very first episode review we did. So,
all right. Well, all right. Let's see. Do you guys have any favorite moments from this episode? My personal favorite was Wrecker helping fix the ship, and then bringing all the droids back.
Properly fixing because he removed every part that he was told to.
Just tell me what to pull out.
yeah.
I love the whole chase scene, like from beginning to end. That thing was awesome.
My favorite part, I'd have to go with the whole tech as a droid. That was just that whole exchange.
I personally absolutely love the relationship that is forming between Wrecker and Omega. Like the like, it feels like such a big brother little sister moment, on par with like Toru and Jade Chan from Jackie Chan Adventures. I kid you not. Like,
oh wow,
that like whenever I see like Wrecker like going out of his way to try and protect Omega, I'm just like, you go get him, Wrecker, go get him, go protect her, because you are the man, Wrecker. And just like, it's just so, it's so wholesome. Like, it's just like, I'm not joking. I get a Toru Jade Chan like feel from it all.
Just wait, Travis. In 20 or 30 years, you'll be on a podcast with some kids and you'll make that reference and they'll go, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Some people will just never understand the glories of Saturday morning cartoons.
How many times we're gonna have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Are you kidding? We're feeling that now. We're all feeling that now with Travis, who hasn't seen Highlander.
That's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Or Stargate.
It's like making an
I have
Alf
seen
reference.
Stargate.
Here, kitty.
What in God's name do you have in front of you now?
Wait, what? Who? What?
Oh,
This?
Yes.
Stress
What the
cube.
hell
It's a
is?
stress cube. It's a squishable stress cube.
You've been messing with that whole thing. I'm thinking.
I hear Fireball is better for stress than a stress cube right now.
You haven't
Yeah.
even gotten me to say it once.
At least it's not the clacking of that fucking Romulan cube.
Oh my God!
Okay, there it is. Damn it, there it is.
I mean, like, I will definitely
Okay, wow.
if you want me to.
Hey, Travis,
Anyway, who hasn't said what the Justin? Who hasn't
Justin's gonna make you
mentioned their
guys
favorite
lose this
moment
challenge.
yet?
I'm just saying.
Well,
we
Son
don't have
hasn't,
the other-
but Son hasn't seen it.
Yeah. All right. Any
My
final
favorite-
thoughts?
My favorite moment is just you guys describing each episode, because I'll wind up saying something that you guys didn't catch apparently, and I have not even seen the fucking episode. So, I mean,
Son,
that's-
if you watch Bad Batch, Travis will watch Highlander. Make it happen.
Oh.
I never agree to this.
I didn't either.
Guess what? You did now.
I never agree.
Anyway, any final thoughts on this episode and expectations for the next one, Greg?
Let's see the Bad Batch, not Mandalorian the Bad Batch in the next episode. That's
Rita.
my yeah.
I said Reyna.
Raina.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think of what I would want to see, but I think it'd probably be a crosshair showdown. We're due for it. Like, maybe not even like that anybody wins, but I kind of want to see a battle of wits between
I think
them,
that'll be like a season
on
finale.
the field.
That'll be
yeah.
like penultimate.
But I'm saying, like, I'd like to see something mid-season, just to see how far gone he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd really, really love to see that challenge.
Travis and Lane. Oh, sorry, Justin, go ahead.
We'll probably get something with mid-season where Crosshair attempts to come back and acts like he's all good while secretly he's a double agent and he's going to trap him, but they realize that he's there to trap him and they double cross it. We'll probably get something like that. I mean,
Travis?
it's Star Wars.
What do I want to see? You know what?
A Lane cameo.
The Highlander.
No.
Alcohol.
I'm hoping that next episode we get a little bit more of a better idea of just how, like, just what Omega's specialty is. I would like to get, like, it's been 4 episodes of the 16 that we're getting this one season. So I think it's time to add another piece to the puzzle, if that makes sense. Like, give us a bit more of an insight into what she's capable of. Is it a specific skill, or is she straight up force sensitive?
Oh dear God!
Damn it,
Please don't go that route.
Travis took it because I was about to say if I may invoke your old friend George's theory here, my theory was going to pitch was she's force sensitive, and we're going to see that.
I am hoping that she's not force sensitive, but I mean, like, if they do go that route, I'll be curious to see what they do with it. I don't want her to straight up become a Jedi. I think that would go against the tone of the show, but I do find the concept of a clone being able to tap into the abilities of the Force in some way actually kind of intriguing. So,
in a way, like Finn in Force Awakens, like be force sensitive. You're not a Jedi, but you are force sensitive.
I was talking with Reyna earlier this week about just how excited I was at the concept of Finn being a Jedi when I first saw the trailers for The Force Awakens. I was so on board for a stormtrooper turned Jedi. Like,
and they kept hinting at it throughout the whole fucking set of films, like, until the fucking end.
These are the people who are drilled, who are trained. Like, no, I haven't had one. These are the people.
It's not me this time.
That's true. So, I have a theory, a George theory about Omega.
Let's hear it.
So, it's going to turn out that she's Yuriko Omega, the Japanese Psi unit from Red Alert 3.
I don't know who that is.
Ross does.
Yes, I do.
I can't wait for her to scream and shatter everything.
You know what?
The whole Finn becoming a Jedi thing, back to that way Travis was talking about it. You know what ruined that? Last Jedi.
China.
Yeah, I will give you that one. Like,
Dude,
as much as I
missed
actually kind of dig
opportunities.
that film, I hate what they did with Finn.
You're telling me that yelling Ray for 3 movies straight isn't a force power, man? I've been lied to.
All right.
Moving right along.
This is a great episode. I'm really glad with where it's going. And another brain fart. Moving on.
Also, I apologize if my internet's a little spotty right now. For some reason, my Wi-Fi is going in and out.
The same with Ross.
Have you met Ross?
Dude, have you seen the rest of our internet connections? You're fine.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Our next Star Wars topic for the night. News released that Dave Filoni apparently has been promoted in Disney. He's actually held this position for quite some time, but Disney finally confirmed his new position as executive creative director at executive creative director at Lucasfilm.
Yep.
Boss of Star Wars. That is still held by Kathleen Kennedy. Sorry, haters. Not you, Greg.
Greg's our favorite hater.
Yeah, he now has a much more prominent position at Disney, and good job for him.
He is now burdened with the job of being like the creative universe director for Star Wars.
See, I'm not against Dave Filoni being in that position. I can tell you right now, he wouldn't be if it wasn't for Favreau.
Bullshit.
If it wasn't for
Favreau, has absolutely nothing on Filoni.
We wouldn't have the MCU without Favreau, and we wouldn't have the Mandalorian without Favreau. That Mandalorian is Filoni and Favreau's brainchild, but Favreau is behind three popular sci-fi shows. He's behind Orville. He started the MCU, and he's now
the Orville.
Orville's better than Discovery, and then he did, and then of course the Mandalorian. So I really think Dave Filoni's earned the position. I mean, Star Wars is now his baby, but I guarantee you it's going to be him and Favreau are just the knockout team for Star Wars.
When it comes to Filoni,
Justin, back off the mic.
When it comes to Filoni,
you were peaking terribly.
Right.
Continue, Travis, please.
When it comes to Filoni, I much prefer him than to Favreau. Like, you guys have heard me sing the praises of the Clone Wars and Rebels, and those came along far before The Mandalorian. Like, I get that The Mandalorian kind of pulled Star Wars out of the rump that it was kind of stewing in with the movies back in the day, but I mean, like, Filoni has been hammering out some really good Star Wars material from, back in the day. And so when I hear people saying like, "Oh, Jon Favreau saved Star Wars," I just I have to throw this like little meme at people like, "Is Filoni a joke to you?" Like that kind of thing. Because like, as much as I can enjoy The Mandalorian, it hasn't really wowed me in the ways that Filoni's work has. And maybe that's just me, but I mean, like, you guys, like, I feel like I'm touching base on a lot of things that I've been talking with Raina with a lot this week. You guys, when the season 2 finale of Mandalorian aired, you guys were all geeking the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just being very about it. Like, it just...
That's how I felt with that tease with The Mandalorian. It was fan bait. That's it. And it wasn't even like amazing. The whole thing is Jon Favreau, this is where I'm going to give him props. You know what? Yeah, he jump-started the MCU. And he proved that Star Wars doesn't suck in live action anymore.
Exactly. Yes.
That's exactly all he did. But this is a good position for Filoni. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we need some damn continuity. I bet you Disney pulled like what they did with the Russos. Like, okay, sit down. Tell us how to make money. And I'm sure that's what happened. So, and make us a Marvel Cinematic Universe, but do it with Star Wars. Can you do that? Okay, you can. All right, you're hired.
And that's my guess is that
we
Filoni in that
fucked up
position.
the movies. We need help.
And see that now with that, so you have Filoni in that position. Favreau's not going anywhere, so you're going to basically see Filoni. Filoni and Favreau, executive producer on every Star Wars show from here on out, basically.
I don't know if I can find the article, but there was an actual article where they were saying that they wanted him on more projects, and Favreau was like, "Look, I'm working on one at a time. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew."
He's
They
doing
were like, "Please write more."
Speaking of,
he's still producing Orville, and I know he's producing what was it? Another show coming up. Oh, the Book of Boba Fett. Idiot. Yeah, he's doing that one.
and speaking of, apparently this promotion coincided with the beginning of production of all of these spin-off series from The Mandalorian that are supposed to come together in a ultimate event. But a bit of a sad note that came out of this news was the fact that apparently the Rangers of the New Republic is no longer in active development.
What?
And this is
Why?
the show we all expected. This is the show we all expected to be led by Gina Carano.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And of course, with her departure, that puts a bit of a wrench in the whole thing. Because as you remember, at the end of the season, she was holding that Ranger badge at the end.
Well,
recast.
You win some, you lose some.
We'll see.
I honestly
Recasting
didn't really
can be
care
tricky.
about,
See,
Turn her
here's the
into a
thing.
droid.
Dude.
They could still literally do this show and just make it like Reno 911 with the two guys that were in the fucking X-wing fighters. Remember that? Those two
One of those was Filioni.
Hey, you know what though? It's kind of funny that Disney has had a track record of this though. When someone says controversial, like, you notice Lady Sif is nowhere. Hella showed up and she was nowhere. I think it's a good choice. He's going to do something really good for it. We're going to have something really big. And that excites me. If we have Marvel levels of big with Star Wars, you know how exciting that is? It's fantastic.
I'm glad that they
Marvel
decided...
levels. It's CW crossover levels.
So we're going to have Crisis on
too hard
Infinite.
on it, son.
Are we going to have Crisis on Infinite Tatooines now?
Yes, we are.
I am glad that they decided to step back and start and go back to a small scale and build up from there instead of just trying to do the DC route and go big immediately and fail. They're doing what Marvel did. They're building up to something, which is great. And I'm glad to see that Star Wars is getting that kind of love and attention, and that they have someone in the lead of the creative side of things to do just that.
Man, it's almost like what happened in the 90s. Oh, Star Trek and Rick Berman. I think they're learning.
Ross
let's not mention that name.
Ross is in the camp with me. Like, please don't rush this, though. Don't do the Justice League thing. Don't do Mandalorian, Bad Batch, and Knuckles, please. Please don't do that.
My only gripe is that we're getting a Knuckles before we got a tail.
We'll get there. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Just hold on. We've got Star Trek next. We've got a couple bits of Star Trek news this week. The first one was an actual interview, an actual full report, not the commenting on a sentence of an interview in a different website, but an actual interview from Screen Rant with Mike McMahon about Lower Decks and what we might, some bits of what we might see in 2 and 3. Nice. Very nice, Travis. I'm jealous. I want it.
So wait. Screen Rant had an actual article.
They always have actual articles.
Hey, no, they actually wrote in the real interview.
I already spelled that out. So in it, he talks a bit about what's the positive thing one, and some of the things that they'd like to do with season 2. They were asked about what legacy characters they want to include. He couldn't drop any names of people who are actually in, of course, but he did say he'd love to have Sir Patrick Stewart on, but they probably can't because he's not going to pay attention to the Cerritos. It's beneath his notice.
That's brilliant.
He's
brilliant.
If he's not wrong, it really is. I mean.
But he confirmed that we are going to see a lot of Boimler on the Titan. That story is going forward as its own story. Mariner, Rutherford, and Tendi are all still on the Cerritos, but we've still got Boimler in center stage on the Titan, being completely confounded by all of Captain Riker's jazz talk.
Okay, so go ahead, Travis.
I'm like really hoping that this means that it's going to be more than one episode of Boimler on the Titan. That was my biggest
what he said.
fear going in. I'm really happy then, because that was my personal biggest fear going into season 2 of Lower Decks, is like I really hope that they don't just, immediately throw him back on the Cerritos. I would like to see, like it's obvious that Boimler in the teaser that we have seen, he is in over his head on the Titan. But I would love to see just how overwhelmed he could possibly be, especially because of the 4 characters that we follow on this show. He is the guy who is trying super hard to be all that he can be Mr. Starfleet, and just like go forth and get the captain's chair. And he just got a promotion to the Titan, and that's one of his dream gigs. And so seeing him just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, or like, this is like too much. Like, I'm really happy that it's going to last more than one fucking episode. Thank you.
Travis, you're so Boimler. Just like him.
I love this show. Go ahead, son. I'm sorry.
Okay, so did Will Wheaton show up in last season?
No, he did not.
Because I didn't.
No,
okay,
he did not.
So here's my thing. You have Will Wheaton keep showing up as actually the Traveler as Boimler is on the Titan, just to annoy the fuck out of Riker and try and help Boimler.
Riker liked Wesley, though.
I wouldn't be against that on this show, honestly.
But in this show, though, even if Wesley's the Traveler, he's a lieutenant still in Starfleet. Last we saw.
Well, maybe we will get this
unseparated duty. So that's the gist of the article. He also talks a bit about Mariner and her arc on the Cerritos, now that she and her mother has come to an understanding. She is wasted as an officer. She should be enlisted. She needs to be the chief. That is the perfect role for her and her attitude. Being an officer is a waste for her. She needs to be a damn chief petty officer. As much as I hate chiefs, it is the role she belongs in. Anyway.
Whoa, hey, Miles O'Brien, come on now.
Yeah, he's a good chief.
Person in Starfleet.
He's actually in the equipment.
Here's the thing:
doing stuff instead of just standing around with a coffee mug and saying, "You missed a spot."
Ross has worked with so many bad chiefs. That's the problem here. Like, he spent so much time in the Navy working with terrible chiefs.
All right.
What else did this interview cover?
Moving on before I get mad.
I have another prediction. The end of this season, Boimler will end up realizing he is in over his head on Cerritos and in over his head on the Titan, want to go back to Cerritos. But he goes back to find out that Mariner has left.
Why would you downgrade?
Boimler isn't the kind of person to give up.
Yeah, he's not going to give up.
May not have a choice.
He's awkward and screamy and maybe a little clumsy, but he's pretty determined.
Riker's not going to get rid of him.
Yeah, Riker's not going to let him quit.
Or Mariner could pull some strings and get her mom to request him to come back.
Like in the finale,
he'd have to accept those orders.
In the finale of season 1, Riker is told by Ransom that Boimler is one of the finest officers on the Cerritos. He goes to Boimler and says, "I've been told that you are one of the finest officers on the ship," and it's and Boimler is very starstruck in the moment at that point, and that's when he's given the transfer. So I don't think that Riker would, Riker obviously believes in Boimler. He believes that Boimler can be a very big asset to his crew. And so my guess is like it is obvious that he's eventually going to find his way back to the Cerritos somehow. My guess is he's probably going to request a transfer himself, more along the lines of sentimentality, or maybe he feels like he can learn a bit more on the Cerritos before maybe one day returning to the Titan. But
he will not learn more on the Cerritos than the Titan. He'll learn way more under Riker.
We'll see what happens
in the dark here.
Yeah, I mean, Riker requested the transfer. Riker requested Boimler, and maybe that's his replacement for Wesley. It's like he loved Wesley and was grooming Wesley. He lost Wesley now. He's like, this is his new Wesley.
I'm really hoping to see a lot more of the Titan, and I'm also hoping that it's going to reflect more of what we saw in the novels of the Titan. Please give me Papa. I need my Andorian waifu.
Ops. I just want to see Tyrion Ops.
I have to go get my Eagle Moss thing now.
Temptation Ops. What?
I also want to see Chaka. I want to see that crystalline spider lady.
What about the one?
Melora Pazlar was on the Titan in the novels. She was the ship's astrogation officer.
Yep.
I would like to state, for the record, that it does not sound good to say Riker and grooming in the same sentence.
It does not. It sounds like you're trying to set a stage for a porno.
With a Power Ranger dildo.
What's that with a Star Trek cast and an Enterprise dildo? The cells hang low.
Well, I see a meme right now. Riker and Troy, you're on duty at the helm, and the captain gives you the look.
And then you have one of these guys show up and ruin the show.
All right, I think I have made the challenge for you guys far too difficult, so I'm going to lower it to 3.
You just want to grab all
you guys have to get me to say it 3 times.
Look, I told you before we started the show, I don't give a damn about
Hey, Ross. Take a look in the chat real quick and see if this is okay to show.
Oh boy, that's a question.
As that's coming up.
Thank you,
As
Internet.
that's coming up. Any final thoughts on this news about the future of Lower Decks and Mike's interview?
The sooner ends, the better?
I agree.
I
agree.
Anyway,
I agree.
I want Lower Decks to go far. I will go ahead and say that I'm obviously looking forward to season 2. I will go ahead and say once again that I really gotta show some appreciation to just all the challenges that this entire crew is currently facing. I mean, like, it's obviously getting easier right now, but I mean, like, when I got the Blu-ray of season 1 this week, I put it in and I was actually just perusing through some of the bonus features, and I was quick to realize that a lot of the things that they record are actually based on Zoom chats. Like, you know, when you see an interview or like a featurette on a movie special feature thing, you'll usually see the actor or whatnot, you know, in a chair or behind like some graphic screen or some sort, but they'll be in person. It'll be very nice, very crisp and clean. That's not the case here. In this special features, they're like, you could tell that it is computer footage from their home internet on a, you know, Skype screen or a Zoom screen. And it's like, immediately you remember, like, this was likely put together during quarantine. This was during like work at home type of business due to COVID. And I remember like hearing a lot of the things that they have actually had to go through when they were talking about the production during, I believe, Star Trek Day last year, September 8th, during the Star Trek Lower Decks panel. And I remember listening to just like how they would record lines in their closets at home and things like that. And just like the way that they have overcome so many of these obstacles and have still been able to put out a product like this that has been, in many ways, very surprisingly pleasant. The fact that we are now starting to get, into better times where, more people are getting vaccinated, mandates are starting to lift and everything. Like, I feel like it's only going to get better from here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Justin.
It's a good one. It's not that
You're
one.
gonna get Ross to say it.
Anyway.
All right, is it resident hater time for Lower Decks?
Well, I was about to throw in a.
Yes, it is. Hashtag not my Star Trek.
Hashtag Lower Decks isn't Star Trek. No. My thing with Lower Decks.
Go ahead, Greg.
He's going to sharpen those fidget spinners and throw them at you and make them into.
You're the one
Ninja
that's pushing
stars.
all the buttons, Justin. You're interrupting Greg. Go ahead, Greg.
Okay, Lower Decks is just like so campy. It's terrible. The callbacks are outrageous. It's
Like Orville.
Orville's better.
No, it's not. Orville is a TNG ripoff track. It's the same damn thing, dude.
Mocklins.
Yeah, Mocklands are Klingon.
But
Go
gay
ahead, Greg.
Klingons.
I'll counter you.
Yeah, but
later.
see, there's a fundamental flaw in your argument, Justin.
Hmm?
The Orville literally has nothing to call back to because it's its own canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they copy they bootleg other stuff.
That doesn't matter. It's its
No.
own canon.
Guys, we keep interrupting Greg.
Anyway, Lower Decks, I tried watching it. I got about 3 episodes in the first season, and I couldn't take it.
Thank
It was-
you. Thank you.
Now,
Holy shit.
I will
I've never been so bored with a Star Trek in my life.
You poor unfortunate souls.
You haven't seen Highlander. You're a poor, unfortunate soul, Travis.
I don't care.
I will tolerate Discovery season 1 over Lower Decks. That's like my bar right there. But
Wow.
the Lower Decks, my thing is Mariner is by far one of the worst officers I've ever seen in Trek. Should she be a chief petty? Probably, with her attitude and the way she is. But I'm just like, she didn't deserve to be in the top 10 female antagonists. She didn't deserve that top 10 spot. The way she speaks to her first officer, I'm like, you know what? There's a certain point where you can question your first officer. You don't blatantly yell and scream at him. And then, of course, Boimler, I'm just like, okay, this kid shouldn't even be in Starfleet with how neurotic he is. It's like just going down all lines. I get it. It's supposed to make fun of it. Lower Decks is making fun of Trek, making fun of itself, all the callbacks. I mean, I did find Mariner's whole, whatever the board is called, but the whole red lines pointing to everything from the whales to frickin' Data and all this other. That was funny. And it did answer Lower Decks has answered one very important question I've had in Trek. Waste extraction holodeck. I can only imagine how bad that was on the Enterprise with Riker.
Not to mention, what's his
And
face?
Barkley.
And
Barclay.
Barclay.
Oh, God.
Talk about a neurotic
Imagine.
officer right there.
Yeah, but see, you can see they could at least. So okay, did the Cerritos get rid of Boimler in the same way Barclay was gotten rid of to be put on the Enterprise? You left a lower class ship to be on the better ship.
Barkley never left the Enterprise.
He was transferred from a worse ship to the flagship. Remember, Riker said, "You sure they weren't buttering our bread when they gave us Barclay?"
Finally figured out what the Mocklins
Yeah.
look like. I
Oh.
finally figured it out.
Oh no!
Funny, but no.
Okay, I have a George theory. We're gonna get Ross to say stop it before Travis.
I say
Probably.
stuff all the time.
See, I think the Mocklins look closer to the pancake people from Star Wars. You know, the co-pilot in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, you mean the fish? The one that look like a fish with the big ears, and they look like a rip-off Ferengi.
Like, dude literally looks like he's got pancakes for a fucking face.
He looks like a rip-off Ferengi.
All right. Moving along to our second bit of Star Trek news for the night.
Look at Travis.
IDW Comics is releasing a new story in their TNG Mirror Universe comic series, written by. I just had it right in front of my face. Where did it go?
So we're getting Star.
By Scott Tipton. The original comic. I had it. I have it over here somewhere.
I have the digital form of this.
It's over here. I'm looking. There it is.
So we're getting Year of Hell Mirror Universe style.
Oh no. They do this really good.
So Mirror Broken chronicled the story of the Mirror Universe Captain Jean-Luc Picard with his stylish goatee and the USS Stargazer, his first officer. Anyway, Picard commandeers the brand new Enterprise in the style of All Good Things. And
right here.
Yes. And
hey, Ross.
Launches a brave new. Yes.
Hold that cover up again real quick. Oh
no.
Son, is that the one you were talking about?
No. This is cover art for the new series.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is the original. The Terran Empire wasn't completely destroyed, but in the Mirror Universe, it was only limited to a few systems near Earth. Picard is tired of this status quo, abandons the Stargazer, forcefully takes over the Enterprise from Jellicoe with the help of Riker, assisted by Barclay, Inquisitor Troy, Data, and the cast. I think Geordi got assassinated by Barclay, but captures the flagship and carries the war to the enemies of the Alliance. And in this new series, it appears that war continues to go forward as Picard and the brave crew of the ISS Enterprise continues that war in an ongoing series that's going to last for most of the year.
Oh.
I found something very, very fascinating. If you read the article, like if you scroll down to I believe it's the second issue of this new set.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck did they make Patrick Stewart look like Sean Connery?
What I was going to bring up.
So Jellicoe is a bad captain in 2 universes.
Jellicoe was not a bad captain in the primary universe.
He's in Mirror Jellicoe spotted an officer with a wrinkled uniform and sent him to 2 days in the agony booth.
Bad captain in 2 universes.
He wasn't a bad captain in Prime. He was a different captain. Riker was being a petulant child.
IDW comics, when it comes to Star Trek, I find them very entertaining. I actually have the full series that they did with the Kelvinverse. I thought they did a fantastic job of fleshing that universe out, and
they did.
And I think that they have a very fun idea here. The thing is, when it comes to the Mirror Universe, what I'm hearing here it just doesn't gripping me quite as much as other stories that IDW and Star Trek have done. And I could be I'm sure that this will be a fun read. But I mean, I'm seeing some of the art here, and I'm seeing this like buff Picard screaming while holding a Terran flag up in the air, and I'm just kind of thinking to myself, like, okay, this is a little like it almost just feels a little silly. I don't.
It
know.
was Tasha that Barkley killed.
Oh,
Ah,
so she died twice.
Well, no, he became chief of security after that.
Well, you got to remember, it would be extremely unplausible that. Oh, good God! I just forgot his name. Holy shit!
Barkley,
No,
Oh.
no.
LaForge.
There you go. It would be extremely unlikely that LaForge would even survive this long in the Mirror Universe. He would have been killed for being blind at birth.
Yeah,
He's
but
not a-
now he has a weird head occupation that even works in devices.
Actually,
Right,
he is he's doing quite well for himself.
And now, one thing I will go ahead and say is one thing that might actually be kind of fun to see if they touch base on, since this is the mirror universe. I would be very curious to see if they potentially reference events that Giorgio set in motion from Terra Firma of season 3 of Discovery. See if like maybe any of those events get referenced or have an impact in this potential story. But
It's a
somebody say something.
It's a possibility because of timing of the story. So, I mean, they could possibly reference some of it, but I mean, this series actually stands well on its own. If you get a chance to read it, I would suggest it because, I mean, it's actually quite a fun series. We thought the Kelvin comics were good. It's pretty good too. So, if you get a chance to find it, do it.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. IDW hasn't disappointed me yet. All right. Raina, you doing all right?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like you were asleep for a second.
I felt like I was going to sleep for a second.
Yeah, it was a great
We gotta get her into the Star Trek here.
Well, we've exhausted our Star Trek for the week. It's been pretty light, but we have some interesting entertainment news for the week as AT&T, the telecom giant that keeps reforming its own monopoly no matter how many times the government breaks it up, is spinning off its Warner Media properties and merging it with Discovery, or in order to create a brand new streaming service to consolidate its properties separate from itself. But this new company is still going to have a 70% stake from AT&T and the remaining from Discovery. So we'll see how long it lasts as an independent entity.
Can't wait for it to sink like UPN.
Well,
Oh.
HBO Max has done pretty
Or
well for
Peacock.
itself so far, as far as the breadth of original content and its pre-existing library. But
Every time with these guys, we want more money. How about no?
Crazy
it
Dutch
can't be as
bastard.
bad as Peacock is doing right now.
Discovery itself is a immense company that is some very, very, very popular shows. I mean, House Hunter's been going on for how long?
Isn't that HGTV?
Longer than it should have.
HD TV is owned by Discovery.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Speaking of that, see, this is where I think Sony made the smartest decision. They signed up with Netflix, and they're like, "Netflix, you take our stuff." instead of Sony like getting into the game really, really late, like again, HBO Max did, but HBO Max is doing well. Sony's like, you know what? Hey, Netflix, you want to just get richer?
Well, they did exclusive.
Well, that also benefited Sony anyways because Netflix is on every one of their devices. So it was kind of like, hey, by the way, since you're putting your program on our devices, do you think you could take our shows and movies too? We don't know what to do with them. Just do something with them. Throw them anywhere.
And then Sony went and did a deal with Disney. So everything Netflix gets from Sony after 30 or 40 days, it goes to Disney Plus.
What about the MGM buyout? Did y'all hear about that?
I did hear about that actually. Well, it's. I don't think it. I'm not sure if it's finalized.
Right now, it's just
more
a
rumors right
proposal.
now.
It hasn't. It's not official yet.
That'd be a wonderful thing. We might be getting a Stargate revival.
But back to the AT&T thing, I was reading an article on actually about, I believe, Monday this week, that they don't admit mistakes, but AT&T, they came out and said, yeah, we fucked up. We shouldn't have bought this or did this, because they've owned it for, 3 or 4 years. It's like, and now you're barely realizing it was a bad deal. It's like, yeah.
And AT&T had their hands in so many damn pockets. I'm not even sure they knew what they had.
When they bought DirecTV, they should have kind of just stopped, because once you had DirecTV, you had Sunday Ticket, you had the NBA stuff. I mean, you were kind of good.
You're good to go. And then they turned around, they bought Yahoo and then AOL, and then
they sold it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the future is going to come down to, because people are like, oh my god, I've got 7 different services going on at one time. I think it's going to be like what Disney Plus did, where it's like, you buy us, you get Hulu. You know what that is, right? No. Well, you get it free anyways. Take it.
That's because Disney went out of their way to literally buy the remaining shares of Hulu. I mean, we're literally talking about 2 different companies doing the exact same bullshit.
I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of years we only see Netflix and Disney as streaming services. I feel HBO Max might not go under, but it's like the power of Netflix is never going to go away. It's like they were first. They're going to stay there. They're available in almost every country in the world, versus every other streaming service is fighting for that right.
I mean,
At this point, we're going back to the 1960s, where you literally only have 4 TV channels
4 networks,
on the internet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking. Wouldn't it surprise me if we see mergers like that, where we have, maybe 4 or 5 streaming services, but they're, everybody teams up.
This is why the Telecommunications Act of '96 was a mistake.
Well, and that's an interesting thing about what AT&T is doing. They are divesting themselves of all Warner Media properties. Everything that's under HBO Max is now going to be independent, merged with Discovery. And although they still have a financial stake in it, they no longer have a controlling stake in it. It's going to be its own company with its own leadership and its own guidance. So AT&T doesn't have to worry about managing it anymore.
I mean, that's the same thing that goes on at Disney.
When they announced all these streaming services, the one that I was saying was going to fail first, and it somehow is staying alive, damn it, is the damn DC streaming service. When they announced that thing, I was like, there's no way in hell this thing's going to survive.
I thought it was dead for sure once HBO Max came about. But
you know what? I give them props, though, because it was like, look, it's not just their shows and movies. There's comic books on there and things like that. I was like, okay, now that's actually pretty smart. That's not a bad idea. Like, I'm surprised that Marvel's not doing that, but they don't really need to, because you get all the Disney movies now with those. So it's like, you're good, HBO is coming out of their shell, though. Like, I think that they'll survive a little bit longer. It's not great, but what they're doing with this whole thing of being able to see theater movies, you know what? I'll pay $5 extra to be in my own house and not have to listen to some idiot chat in the corner of the theater when I'm watching Mortal Kombat. You're interrupting me.
I'm very much looking forward to Dune next month.
Yeah. Is it still going to be theaters only, or are they going to do an HBO Max release?
It's doing HBO and theaters at the same time in October.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wait, I thought it was June.
October 1st, Dune releases.
Crap. I thought it was going to be sooner.
Yeah, so there were 2 reports, and I think there were 2 reports published. One was Deadline. They came out and said Dune is going exclusively to theaters, and that spread like wildfire. And I think it was Variety or someone else redacted that in their own way and said, no, we've gotten comment that Dune will premiere both HBO Max and theaters for the agreed upon 45-day window, and then finish in theater and then come back to the streaming service.
Yeah, so, I just looked it up. It's confirmed. It is October 1st, and it will be a hybrid release.
So I got a question to ask you guys. If you guys had to take a guess on which streaming service is going to go down next, which one do you think it's going to be?
Peacock.
Peacock.
I was going to say Stars.
No, Peacock.
Stars
I
is
don't know what Stars
Okay,
is.
so here's the thing. I think Peacock is actually going to be like this silent nobody that nobody really pays attention to and just outlast everybody simply because it is free.
I mean,
You know-
kind of like Pluto TV.
Well, they bought Pluto TV, remember?
Yeah, I know.
Paramount
But remember how long
owns Pluto
around it was
TV.
before that? Pluto
Paramount CBS owns Pluto TV.
Yeah,
I
but
thought it was
before
Peacock.
that,
Nope.
I mean, there used to be a bunch of the little TV streaming services that were just like Pluto TV, but Pluto TV outlasted all of them and got bought out by the big guys.
See, I honestly think that Peacock is going to do to basically ride like Pluto TV. I honestly I don't know and I don't care who goes down next.
I know it's not technically a TV streaming service, but my next prediction is Stadia. It just won't die.
Stadia needs to die. Stadia needs to die.
Quit calling
Okay.
Google. Quit calling your necromancers. Just let it die.
Speaking
Yes.
of, on a bit of a side note, Netflix might be getting into the gaming scene,
Oh, that's right.
fuck's sake.
I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
You know
doing
what?
the
now?
same thing they're doing, basically creating a competitor to Game Pass.
So what
Ugh.
new gaming TV show have they decided to make then?
Yeah, they've been doing that. They've been doing that with some of their movies and shows like
They did it with Minecraft Story Mode.
Last Kids
They
on the
did it
Earth.
with Bandersnatch.
Yeah,
Last Kids on the Earth.
that was trippy, man. Bandersnatch
Black-
was trippy.
Black
Netflix
Mirror
can-
did a CYOA episode.
You know,
So
Netflix can. Sorry, I straight up interrupted you.
go ahead.
Netflix can make their own gaming cons. Justin, if you flash that one more time, somebody needs to take his keyboard away. Anyway, Netflix can try and get into the gaming console business as much as they want. We all know that the next big thing is the KFC console.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Colonel Sanders
Best-
Gaming.
The best April Fool's
I
joke
really
ever.
want to play that fucking Colonel Sanders dating
You know what?
simulator.
That thing is
What-
free. Go
Okay.
get it.
No, that fake console commercial they made, you know what? I was saying they should have really joked and made 10 of them and made them super dumb expensive because there'd be someone that bought them. I'm just telling you, they should have just for the hell of it.
Okay, so I feel like I have to be the historian here. Okay, so last year everybody thinks this KFC console was a thing.
Oh, God.
It wasn't. KFC literally released this console thing 2 years ago. They actually released the footage of them having made this thing 2 years ago. It was a concept a year before that. It was a joke concept on Twitter a year before that. I don't know where the hell this marketing push came for the console last year, but they actually did sell some last year.
They were trying to compete with the other imaginary console that's never going to come out and totally didn't steal your money. The Atari VCS. Never coming to a store near you.
Or Star Citizen.
Hey, that's another one. Give us your money.
Or Action Art.
That's your one.
Or
There you
Space
go.
Command.
There you go. You got your one.
There's Space Command. I can list a few of them. The MMPR.
That's it. That's the next video gaming Netflix limited edition series. Ghosts and Goblins.
You know what? I'd actually watch that. I'm just saying.
That would be fun, actually. I would think that. Because I love
All right.
that game back in the day.
Next on the list, we got news this week that a new Batman animated series is coming from the one, the only, Mr. Lens Flares himself, J.J. Abrams.
Ugh.
Now I know.
Wait. It's not a movie, right? So, okay.
It's an animated
I'm in.
series. Listen
I'm
to
in.
the words that are coming out of my mouth.
I'm in.
So I know you guys grown a little bit because you don't like some of the things that he's done in films, but his TV series have all been pretty solid.
Okay, so from the sorry, Ross, but looking at this little poster thing, if this is supposed to be the poster from his thing, if as long as they keep that '90s high gothic aesthetic of Batman, I'm in.
That's what I'm screaming. That's what made
it is
that
called
series,
Batman
was the aesthetic.
Caped Crusader.
Ooh.
Did you
I mean-
guys?
It's called Batman Caped Crusader, and it features an impressive creative team in animation. J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves are. Oh, and Bruce Timm is serving as also as executive producer. So yeah, we got one of the brain trust from
I
the
actually
original animated
watched
series.
where they were discussing it, the making of the show. I saw it. It was a linked video from Emergency Awesome, and they were talking about how they wanted to recapture that they were afraid if they tranced too far from that aesthetic of the original series that it would flop. And I agree that that aesthetic just works for the Batman mythos.
What's the best Batman movie?
I'm sorry, they went. They did that other Batman animated. The Batman, I think it only lasts a few seasons, and then.
And with J.J. Abrams, he's done a really good couple of mystery series, so it'd be nice to get our detective Batman back. Because, I mean, he did 11/22/63, which was a fantastic show. It was very thought-provoking. I mean, it's completely disconnected, but it shows that he can think of some good ideas.
Yeah, this is true. I hope they keep the at least the aesthetic up, because I'm sorry, that's what made Batman the animated series. I mean, even
He was
whenever,
a detective.
yeah,
But yeah, that image is the official cover art or the official teaser art from the series.
let's hope they keep it.
So what's your favorite Batman movie?
Mine, personally?
Mm-hmm.
They're all mine. I think it would have to be. It's tough because I'm. It's hard because I like Michael Keaton's Batman.
Ah.
But
Okay.
I'm also completely on the opposite end and would say that The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight, not The Dark Knight Rises. I would say is just as good too. But
Okay.
I'm a sucker for Michael Keaton's Batman. I know that they're not really that great, but there's it's the aesthetic. It's the damn aesthetic that can keep me every time I watch that movie.
Ross, what about you?
I have two, and
Okay.
it's either going to make you guys cringe or laugh. Batman: Return of the Caped Crusaders and Batman vs. Two-Face, the animated 1960s Batman made in 2015 and 16, starring Adam West.
That was good.
I mean, if we're talking,
that was actually
I'm sorry.
That was actually my first Batman movie I ever saw. So
No, I'm talking about the new 1960s style animated Batman movies that released in 2017.
Oh, well, then I never saw those.
Honestly,
They are absolutely hilarious. Let me bring up an image.
If we're talking about animated movies, though, I'm completely on the because come on, it's got to be Phantasm, and then it's got to be Under the Red Hood. Are my two favorite ones. Those are the best ones. Well, Batman Year One's animated movie was really good too. They did a really good job on the one that came out. I think it was like 2007. Was really good.
Batman versus Two-Face had William Shatner voicing Two-Face.
That just sounds horrific, but I want to watch it. Like, I'm sickened, but I'm curious.
No. It's not. It's not Shatner. You should have gotten for Two-Face. It should have been George Takei. There's nobody more Two-Face than George Takei.
It was the 1960s style,
boner.
So it works perfectly.
All right, you know what? I don't care
It's
how
just
many.
too much fun, and that campy kind of. Oh, actually, no, I take it back. My absolute favorite Batman movie is Lego Batman.
Uh,
I think
got the Lego Batman video
that
game.
angry sigh just made the night.
you know what? No, actually,
Will
I take it back.
Arnett made an excellent
Bill Arnett
Batman.
made a great Batman.
The best Batman animated movie, bar none, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. That movie is
I haven't seen
fantastic.
that in a very long time.
That movie is fantastic.
Speaking of Batman,
Well,
we also
I
got.
asked this question because my favorite movie of Batman, hands down, is like you, Raina, Mask of the Phantasm. Hands down, is
It's
the
so
single
good.
best Batman movie, and it is only seconded by what they released in The Killing Joke.
All right.
The Killing
Speaking of
Joke's okay.
Batman, we got
that one.
a glimpse at the look for the Riddler in The Batman, the upcoming films featuring sparkly vampire dude
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Thank you. And let me see if I
Sparkly
can bring it
vampire
up real quick, unless Justin can throw it up there,
Let's see here. I'm working on
because
it.
I haven't seen
Riddler.
it.
That's why he goes out at
Uh,
night so he doesn't sparkle. He doesn't give himself away.
Earlier the Batman. Here we go. I got it. Hold on. I'll pull it up here and open the window. Come on, just blow up the damn image, please.
Technical difficulties.
Will you hush?
This is the Riddler's doing.
Yes, it is.
Well, as he's
Weird
bringing that
one.
up, apparently it's a rather radical redesign of the character, something that we haven't seen before.
Here we go.
And that's it. How do we know that's the Riddler?
I mean, I can see it where it's like
Here.
his costume could change midway through the movie, though. Like, this is just what we've seen preliminary image-wise, and I think it fits the aesthetic. That's the thing that matters.
I mean, it doesn't look like the Riddler to me. It looks like Hush.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is,
Who-
I think that the costume will change midway through when he's demasked or whatnot. If not, that's a stupid decision.
Wait, who's this Johnny Depp looking motherfucker being the Riddler in this third picture? Come
You
on.
can stop screen
Is
sharing
it-
for a moment, just.
Well,
Because
hang on.
if that's the case, they're just really like, okay, we're going for a whole dark thing, so like just make the costume dark and make it look like it's made out of trash bags. You're good.
Well, I mean, I could understand that
Well, that's
if
what-
the new Edward Nigma is like some hacker dude who doesn't want to be face recognized in an all camera to Gotham or something. I could understand that, but like half of the Riddler is literally his outfit.
He
I mean-
straight up murders someone in the first 30 seconds of the trailer. I'm assuming they're going for a very dark aesthetic. It just doesn't, like, I'm with Ross on it. Like, unless they do like a midway like bait and switch where, oh, this is my new costume now, Batman. Huh? Like, it looks dumb in that regard. Like, if he's just starting out, it looks fine.
Yeah,
But
I think he's just.
it's the Spider-Man origin story of the Riddler.
Yeah, I think he is just starting because this is Batman. This is very much they've confirmed. This is what year 2 Batman is what they're going for. So they might just kind of be like everybody's getting started now. Penguin is very clearly well established from looking at the trailer. He's very clearly well established by the time of this movie. So is Selena Kyle as Catwoman. At least her costume, Zoe Kravitz's costume, looks very much established for the universe.
It looks good.
So Riddler could very much be just starting out like Batman. Riddler could be in his year 1 while Batman's in his year 2. He's the counter to Batman now.
Well, I actually said my thing was, my prediction is the Penguin looks completely normal. He's not disfigured in any way from what we've seen. I think Batman is going to be really extreme in this movie, and I think he's going to cause Penguin's disfigurement. And my prediction is it's going to, if there is a costume change, it's going to be midway through the movie, or they pull a bait and switch, and that's not the Riddler under there at all. That we get another damn Joker or something like that going on.
Well,
let's be honest. He looks more like Scarecrow than he does.
He does look a lot like Scarecrow. That is
the Riddler.
He looks like a rip-off Zodiac killer.
I think,
but that's what they was going for.
My guess is like with the whole Batman thing, it's like he is going to be that much brutal. I mean, in the trailer, we see the Riddler kill somebody in the trailer. Then as the trailer progresses, you see Batman straight up versus
he demolishes that guy.
He pulled a Ben Affleck Batman, if you will. It's like where Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, they would stop beating him. No, he just straight up beat the guy unconsciously, and he would have kept going, basically beating him to death.
He dislocated his shoulder and just started slapping him around like a battered wife. Like, I could not believe when I was seeing this. And what's hilarious is I keep getting the thing stuck in my head, that meme. I'm all out of silly putty, and I need to make some more like this. Like, that's literally what was going through my head the whole freaking time. He's like, this costume works, and I'm going to probably be the contrarian. It fits the aesthetic. That's my big thing. If the costumes fit the damn aesthetic, what does it matter? If they play the character fine, it doesn't matter.
You know, I'm kind of with Greg on this. You know, maybe they'll start off with this and then maybe switch off to another costume later on.
Yeah, that's usually the Batman fare.
And
as he upgrades, so does his enemies.
Right, and I'm pre-sold on Robert Pattinson as Batman simply because when they show him beating the guy, and he goes, "What are you?" or how they say, "Who are you?" and he goes, "I'm Vengeance." That gave me the Kevin Conroy feel right there, the way he said it. So that kind of sold me on Pattinson being a better actor. And Pattinson gets the rap of, he was very much, they wanted to typecast him throughout his entire career. I forgot the movie's called with him and Willem Dafoe, The Lighthouse, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. It's a good movie.
That is Pattinson on par with an actor as great as Willem Dafoe. He held his own in that movie.
You know what? I'm even going to say this, and I know that this is going to get my ass kicked somewhere in the world. I don't like the Twilight movies, but I think he's a decent actor in them. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Like, I think like they get
Kristen Stewart ruined his life twice. She cheated on him, and she tried to ruin his career.
Yeah, but you know what though? The best thing about this Batman trailer though is I like how everything is just like scrap metal thrown together for the Batmobile. Like everything is so like his uniform is just so like I like how rugged it is. Like it's like I just put this together in my workshop. What do you think, bitches? Like this is like I love that aesthetic.
It's not like rich guy trying to be, trying to show off. It's like, hey, like this is actual what a hungry Batman would look like.
Guys, look I built this in my garage. Okay, weird flex, but okay. What are you gonna do with it?
Christian Bale's Batman was almost like that in Batman Begins. It started out, yes, a cave, and yes, he's rich. I mean, it started out very much makeshift. He had the ski mask and a couple of expensive pieces, but it was your makeshift garage Batman. And then even in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, he still couldn't turn his head. So it took an entire movie to upgrade his uniform to where he could actually turn his head versus having to turn his body.
What are you talking about? It took 3 or 4 movies. Have you seen the Batman films?
Batman Begins? Yeah, from Batman Begins to Dark Knight is where he requests the ability to turn his head.
I'm talking about the earlier Batman films where, like, the actors playing
Back
Batman
to Adam West.
They had to turn their whole fucking body.
You know what, though?
He had no peripheral vision in that thing.
Out of this whole movie, though, the one that I'm excited to see and they have shown none of is Andy Serkis as Alfred.
Yes,
I'm very stoked to see how they play.
He said like one line, I believe, in the trailer, but I'm very much looking forward to Andy Serkis also.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how they like portrayed this Alfred.
For me, for Alfred, they have in the live action so far, they have not miscast Alfred so far, at least since Batman Begins. Michael Caine is probably going to go as the best Alfred, period. But then I do love Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I really did with Ben Affleck's Batman, and I'm looking forward to Andy Serkis.
Jeremy Irons, the one thing I loved with his was
All
like
right.
he has that very I'm tired of your shit, but I'm gonna help you anyways because I'm too old for this, but oh well. I love it.
Moving on to our next Batman topic, actually more of a DC topic, announced today that Injustice, the Elseworlds, the Elseworlds universe where Superman turned evil after being pranked by the Joker, having his one bad day, and became a world-conquering tyrant, is getting its own animated movie, with the first trailer dropping with the latest release, Batman Endless Halloween Part 2. So we're going to be getting a first look at that soon, but the announcement was dropped today, and personally, I'm psyched. I love the Injustice universe. It's so rich with unique stories and different takes on heroes and villains. Heroes become villains. Villains become heroes. Things get mixed up. It's all crazy. So many people die.
Awesome video game too.
Such a excellent set of video games. So how do you guys react to this?
I cannot wait because the video game, before I actually got it, I played through all the cutscenes like an actual movie because that game is both Injustice 1 and 2 are just so well done.
I didn't catch this one. Is this taking place after Injustice 2, or is it like the storyline of Injustice 2?
I think it's going to be an adaptation. It's going to be an adaptation of Injustice.
Okay, gotcha.
So I can't wait to see what to do with it. I hope to do it justice.
You know what though? It's like you've given us so many bad Supermen. It's what? Now you're in a ballpark where it actually works.
It can't be any worse. You could give us this.
Oh no!
Hey, Batman Ninja was good.
Batman Ninja was great.
Dude, it actually surprised
Anime
me.
Batman.
Power Batman. Formed a Megazord.
You know what? The one thing that Injustice has. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Russ.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the one thing that Injustice has already is it's got a great story that sinks you right from the beginning, which is what a lot of movies need. Like, first 5 minutes, everything's gone to hell. And I like that. It has such a great hook right from the start.
Yep. Superman gets duped into a fight with Doomsday, kills Doomsday, but it turned out to be Lois Lane with the unborn child inside her. Yeah. And Superman, distraught, enraged, gores the Joker out through the chest. And then it's all downhill from there.
I absolutely love the Injustice universe, much like all of you guys. Now, I've never played the Injustice games. I mainly have read. I don't think I've read the second series of comics yet, but I did get I read a good chunk of the very first ones, and they had me hooked. I personally, I've mentioned this on the show before. I'm not a very big fan of Superman in terms of being a hero too much. I understand that he's a guy that's meant to bring hope and everything, but I just never really get a grit. Like, I never get invested in the guy who can do pretty much anything and has one weakness that is completely alien to the world. Like, Superman I don't find him that intriguing. So when he is pushed over the limit here, and becomes the thing that you don't want him to become. I just find it very intriguing. And like, I guess in the games, from what I've heard, that he's not very multi-dimensional. It's a complete 180 in the comics. He's actually very, like, you can see the conflict in him, and you can see why he believes what he's doing is the right thing, and you can see how he's like he doesn't see himself as this evil, like, corrupt hero. And it's not fair to really call him that, because you can tell that he is doing what he believes he's doing is for the greater good. And
The greater good.
the greater good.
The greater
You
good.
can tell it's a yes. Hot Fuzz joke out of the way.
Shut up, Wesley.
No, you don't shut up, Wesley, the Hot Fuzz. You could tell, like, I keep repeating myself there. Like, it brings out a whole new side of Superman that honestly no other story can properly give. And I absolutely love seeing Superman, balance this new morality scale in this series, and seeing how everyone else reacts to it, from Batman, from Wonder Woman. Like, there are some relationships
Justin, come on.
there are the friendships that are not present in other stories, and like relationships that forge. Like, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've read, I think if I remember correctly, don't Superman and Wonder Woman actually kind of become a thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn and the Arrow and Black Canary all form a unique friendship.
Like,
my favorite line: "The Arrow Cave? That doesn't make sense. You should call it the Quiver." That is actually better.
That's a good quip. Like, there's just so much, like, they have so much fun with just like the relationships with these heroes and what they do and how they conflict with one another and how they work or fight one another, and like seeing fucking Lex Luthor work with Superman of all people in this story. Like,
Guy Gardner is a badass in this series.
Seriously,
Guy freaking Gardner.
Hey, it's kind of convenient that this is coming out, by the way, guys. Think about, well, we're going to have a lot of evil Superman here shortly. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League game is going to be coming out here shortly. We got Gotham Knights coming out. DC's really hitting it hard lately, and I'm kind of curious, like, how they're going to pull this off. Like, are they going to actually try and go for a bigger connection or Easter eggs or things like that? It seems like they're really pumping in the work on here, and it's just very Batman centric. And there's even rumors of an Arkham Asylum animated film coming out, from what I understand.
There's also rumors that this could mean Injustice 3.
I've also heard we might be getting a new Batman Beyond.
Oh, dude, please don't
tease us. Don't tease us like that.
Don't give me hope.
They're retreading the animated series.
I've been saying for the last 10 years, I don't care what DC does. Just give me my Static Shock and Batman Beyond movie. Damn it.
You're getting Static Shock. You're getting Static Shock. That's coming out, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about it.
They've got the movie going out. They just cast Static, didn't they? I forgot the young guy's name.
All right,
but they cast.
I need a source here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we got rip off Static Shock, which is
I'm pretty excited for this.
I know we're talking about DC right now, but I literally just came across something from Disney that I'm fully invested in, and all I've seen is literally the tweets from Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica
Hocus
Parker,
Pocus 2.
and Catherine Najimy. Yeah.
Hocus Pocus 2.
2. It's a thing.
Yep, coming out next year.
I can't believe it. I can't believe you're actually going to pull it off after all this time. It's like all the stuff from the 90s coming back.
And each
We're
leading.
pushing
Sorry,
2 hours, so let's finish this off. H3 Productions has been covered the last Jake Paul exhibition boxing match, and as much as I loathe Jake Paul and his brother and everything that those two have ever touched or even been tangentially involved in, they've done a very good job of marketing themselves, despite many opportunities to be canceled for one reason or another, being terrible human beings committing actual crimes or trying to use dead bodies to get likes.
Yeah.
But Triller, the streaming service that broadcasts these fights, is suing H3 Productions because they allegedly said, or at least one of the hosts said, that he pirated the fight because he didn't want to support Jake Paul.
No. Okay, so I've actually seen video footage of oh good God, Ethan Klein.
Yes,
he literally says on his show, I never watched that shit. I pirated that shit. And then he literally talks to his staff member, who's like the producer that pushes all the buttons and shit, Justin. And the producer, he goes, I got that shit from you, remember? And the producer goes, I don't know what you're talking about. So they're literally suing Ethan Klein for admitting on air that he pirated, especially considering he talks about the fight. This episode, they're talking about that fight, and they have detailed knowledge of that fight they wouldn't know of unless they were there because it wasn't, posted on YouTube or anything yet.
But is just one person or two people pirating a fight and then talking about it worth a $50 million suit?
Yes, it is.
I think so.
Yes, it is.
I mean, piracy definitely. They have when you have your paperwork and your ducks in a row, they'll throw that kind of number at you. Whether or not it sticks or whether or not they settle it, my guess is they'll probably settle out of court.
Settle out of court, yeah.
But I mean, like, it's definite. Like, my guess is this big number is mainly meant to like send a clear message, like, "Hey, don't do this shit."
Well, the thing with Ethan Klein, first of all, I don't expect him to make big brain plays. I will openly state that. But the second thing also is they're giving that number because of how big his audience is.
Yeah,
it's basically like a way to say, look, you could have influenced all these people. Because I've seen this with YouTubers so much when they give bad advice and then they get sued for it. It's like, well, you are expected to maintain a high grade of quality because of how many people are watching your content.
You mean like that advice?
Anybody who
video?
Let me just speak directly to the lawyer who's doing this. Anybody who follows Ethan Klein is an idiot.
Hey, here's the thing. Had Ethan kept his damn mouth shut about the source of the video, he could have won this thing based on fair use. Without mentioning his source of the video itself, if he was just commenting on the fight itself, he could have probably gotten by a fair use. But because he mentioned the fact that he used a pirated source as his sole reason, could be in trouble.
You know what's the dumb move here is like, you're on camera, idiot. You're recording yourself admitting that you committed piracy. What are you doing?
It's like these dumbasses that go on Instagram and TikTok and be like, hey, look, I just robbed this place, and then wonder why they wind up in jail. I'm like, you idiot.
You know what? Ethan Klein has done this stuff before because he was like, I guess he had pocketed all that money that was supposed to protect against copyright strikes and everything, that missing money and all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of like, this guy, anybody who trusts him with anything, like, this is a guy you wouldn't hand your shopping list.
Just the Alec Peters or you
Stop. Dude, Ethan Klein is like, he lies about everything. He sources nothing. I don't even know how he still has a platform half the time.
He probably might. I mean,
I have
YouTube,
the same
Inertia.
question for Keemstar.
I got the same question for Jake Paul and all them. I mean, they keep coming back no matter how many times you knock them down. It's just like, why? Why do people?
Yeah, drama alert
letting
is
him
still a
back?
thing.
Oh, Jesus.
It is.
The Paul's of privileged white kids. That's why.
Yeah,
Bad, but
yeah.
Keemstar is still a thing because of a creative loophole. See, Keemstar is allowed to host the Drama Alert show, but the channel that it's hosted on is owned by his girlfriend.
Did you guys see that where they were claiming that Ethan was in pictures with the CEO of YouTube, and they were claiming that that's why he gets away with as much as he does? That there was like a big thing where people were calling him out, like, you're in her pocket. Don't shred the documents. We know you're with her. It's so stupid. Like, it's like anytime someone goes and commits a crime and records themselves, you're like, look, you're asking to be caught. Please be caught. If you don't catch these people, you're an idiot too.
Look, see, here's the thing, though. The hilarious plot twist in all of this would be if he went into court day one and put down like the receipt for the fucking ticket stub for him actually having purchased the viewership of this thing, because it would literally blow his entire fucking argument from that thing out of the water that he didn't pay a dime to see this damn fight.
But you know what, son? You actually make a good point, though, because for all I know, like, they're probably going off of me, where like people like me, where it's like, oh, we'll get him. We just need one person on that jury that hates H3H3, which would be me. I would be that person who wouldn't listen to anything. But that's probably what they're playing on. But
interesting side note: Jake Paul, both Paul brothers have a stake in Triller.
That doesn't surprise me one
That
bit.
don't surprise me at all. They hate each other. H3H3 and Jake Paul and them, they hate each other.
Because H3H3 reports on people like that.
Yeah, they hate each other.
All right. We've talked about this for as long as I can stomach. Let's move on to something really cool that was announced today. Henry Cavill is starring in a Highlander reboot.
Oh, we talked about at the beginning.
You're the only one.
We mentioned it at the beginning, yes, but now we're actually talking about it and covering it.
I'll be honest. I'd much prefer Henry Cavill starring in a Braveheart remake
Or Battlefield Earth.
Oh,
shut up!
But a remake of Battlefield Earth could be a really good thing if they do it better than the first time.
How could Henry Cavill, like, even as good as an actor, how could he make that better?
Because it's Henry.
It doesn't matter who you put in those movies; you can't make them better.
Here's how you make Battlefield Earth better.
There were Oscar-winning
straighten the
actors
camera.
in that movie. It did not help.
You straighten the camera for one thing.
So I mean, come on. It's one of those things where it's like, he's a good actor, though. He's gonna pull this off. He's gonna knock it out of the park, and people are gonna go. And all these new age people are gonna be like, "Hey, that's the dude who plays Carol. Let's go see this thing." That's exactly what's gonna happen. He already has one foot in the door by playing Geralt. I'm excited about it.
In the door.
He's a good actor. I was watching him way back when he was in the Tudors, man. He was good at
Immortals.
that.
Any other reactions?
There can only be one.
Okay, Demo Man. Go back to Team Fortress 2.
Ramirez! All right. Any other thoughts?
I honestly think he would be better in a Braveheart remake.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Cavill's clearly got the skill for it with his acting in Witcher. So the stunt work stunt work's going to be minimal for him. So this is moving into the next part and getting somebody with the stature to play this role. Like the Highlander's supposed to be a strong guy. Well, Cavill's a very physically menacing presence. So I think it's a great casting to put him in Highlander.
I'm excited about it. Just make sure you don't have any CGI'd out mustaches, and we'll be fine.
Speaking of mustaches, we come to our final story for the night. Today, a lot of stuff dropping today. Don't you just love it? The synopsis for Sonic 2 has leaked online. After settling in Green Hills, Sonic is ready for more freedom, and Tom and Maddie agree to leave him home while they go on vacation. But no sooner are they gone than Dr. Robotnik comes back, this time with a new partner, Knuckles. In search for an emerald that has the power to both build and destroy civilizations, Sonic teams up with his own sidekick, Tails, and together they embark on a journey to find the emerald before it falls into the wrong hands.
So this
give me Sonic now.
Give me
this. So this synopsis was leaked.
Yes.
Today, yeah.
So I guess you could say that someone was snooping as usual. I see.
You know what? I'm just gonna say I hated it. And now I'm gonna have to see the second one, and I'm gonna have to hate myself all over again for it.
You didn't like Sonic?
Look, just
Are you kidding me? Everyone going on and on about how it's the greatest video game movie ever. No. You know
That's
what? If
Detective
you're
Pikachu.
Yes, it's Detective Pikachu, and anybody who says anything else is wrong.
But Sonic the Hedgehog is a good video game movie. It's helping. Detective Pikachu set the standard. You got Sonic, now you got Mortal Kombat. So video game movies are making a comeback.
Greg, how many Fortnite dances happened on your head? That movie was garbage.
Actually, let's be honest here. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie is its own success story for a fandom revolt against what they originally wanted to make.
And the fans won.
Because does anybody remember the Generation 1 Sonic the Hedgehog for the video?
Mm-hmm. Justin, go. You should have that queued.
No, I'm going to send a little thing in chat here.
If I may, though, with this whole Sonic news, is that going on, I'm really looking forward to this because, I love Detective Pikachu. Sonic is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. I like him more than Mario, not more than Link is number one. Sonic's number two. But it's like Sonic was a very enjoyable movie. So and then of course seeing Tails is there you go. So it's like we're gonna get to see the Chaos Emeralds, but I want to see how they handle it, because if they handle it where Sonic turns Super Saiyan with the Chaos Emerald.
Oh, come on.
Hold on. No. Here's where I'm going with this. If they can handle him going Super Saiyan, give us DBZ.
Okay.
The whole thing. Look, I'll be honest. I just want to see more Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman.
Yes.
Well, you know
that too.
Travis, why?
This was the argument that I had about the first Sonic movie that I hated.
It's one of my favorite things, man.
Someone
put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
Oh, yes.
But what now?
In the
chat.
Oh my god.
The big problem with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And I went to see this thing on my birthday, mind you. I went to see this thing on my birthday.
Let Reno finish.
With Detective Pikachu, there was actual callbacks, and it respected our freaking age of the people who grew up with it. Sonic does not. It does not care about you people that had played it 20 years ago. There's no references, and it's terrible. It's
oh no.
And you know,
if we have broken Ross
again,
I'm not broken. I'm just amused.
That's gonna be the creepiest shit I've seen in a long
Nope.
time.
I've seen creepier.
That was,
Well,
yeah.
you know,
Love that
Nick
image.
told
I
our
will say
show
this.
though we were
I will say this.
entire thing.
If that was the face of Sonic, then Reina wouldn't be complaining.
I'd still be complaining. The movie has some of the worst jokes I've ever seen in a movie. I'd rather watch Mortal Kombat, the second one, 35 times in a row with no
Ooh.
breaks
Ooh,
than I'd
Oh.
rather watch Sonic.
That's quite the claim.
that is very. Yeah.
I think honestly, it's one of those things where the film, like the CGI and everything's really good, but every joke sucks. And you could fix the CGI all you want. He's an annoying character.
See, Brandon,
And it's sad because I think what actually hurt my enjoyment of it is I watched Sonic X,
Gotta go fast.
which is
Gotta
argumentative,
fast.
which is like the best version of Sonic. This sucks.
Brandon, don't you like being able to voice your opinion here with us? Because when you're here, you're family.
You know what? Like, I think I have had so many contrarian takes tonight. Like, you guys probably think I'm an imposter because I usually agree with every one of you in some way.
Reina
This-
says,
No. We enjoy
This
it.
movie is awful.
So we're playing Among Us and Reina sus.
Reina says.
I mean, I've
But
never seen Sonic.
here.
All
Now,
right.
you're saying I was in the specimen room. I was trying to get my ticket money back.
If I may,
I'm not.
I know we're about to have to move on. If I may, with one more on the video game topic,
Sure.
Batista upped his game from telling Warner Brothers he wants to play Bane to now walking in and telling them, "Do Gears of War. I'm Marcus Phoenix."
Yes.
And I'm like, bro, dude, you like are gonna be our hero, man. You're trying to get yourself as Bane. He literally walked in because they tried to cast it. What it is, it was Universal. That's what I remember. They wanted him to be in the next Fast and Furious movie. He said, "No, I'm gonna be Marcus Phoenix. Make Gears of War happen."
You know what? The whole thing is, too, why he would play it so good is he loves the franchise.
Well, yeah, I use him as my skin in Gears of War in every operation. I am Batista.
When you get someone who respects and loves a franchise, you can see the quality in the work. You really can. With even bad writing, you could still have a good actor play the role well.
Tomb Raider,
Sonic.
Lara Croft, or Angelina Jolie.
I was gonna say at
Debatable.
least. I was gonna say the new Tomb Raider, but
The new Tomb Raider's good.
yeah,
Even it's one of those stupid things where it's like, I don't get it with Sonic. Like, if it were targeted at an older age group, I'd get it.
So,
Not if
Reina,
you're 6 years old.
so Reina, I'm going to have to
uh-oh.
destroy your worldview for a moment here. Sonic has always been an insufferable asshole. He's just done the right thing.
No, I get that. I used to watch the old show when I was growing up, but that's when you're taking jokes from that time when I was 5 or 6 years old, it doesn't work. Like, when you do a property like this, I'm sorry, but you were having Sega fans going to say, no, kids weren't even interested in this. Like, you should have targeted the demographic that was going to see it. When I went to see Detective Pikachu, there was not a single damn kid in the theater on opening night. It was all college students and adults.
Because Ryan Reynolds was Pikachu, everybody thought they were going to get an F-bomb. They're going to have their kids hear Pikachu say
But it's one of those things where it's like you had references to the old games. You had music. You had everything that was pointed towards, oh, fans will know what this is. Oh, fans will know what this is. Sonic, it was like he was just an annoying little shit the whole movie. And you were just waiting for its end. And of course, Jim Carrey was the best thing. He was playing Jim Carrey. He wasn't playing Eggman. He was playing Jim Carrey.
Well, I mean, that's literally who Dr. Eggman is. Jim Carrey as a mad scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he wasn't in that movie would be absolutely intolerable, and I would say it's the worst movie of all time.
But see, there's also another issue you're having to deal with here. The time that this movie is taking place in has no reason to call back for anything, because Ross literally just gave us the synopsis of the first and second games, literally the first and second games.
Yep.
And third,
there's
and
nothing
fourth.
to call back to.
Even if you're not calling back to something, your audience that played these games to begin with are older now. Nobody's looking fondly on new Sonic games. Do you think anyone was like, you know what? I played Sonic 06, so I'm going to love this movie. I played Rise of Lyric. I'm going to love this movie. No, this was like specifically, even with like Sega fans, like using the original Sega logo, the original one and things, like you knew what you were doing. You were misleading. Movie sucked. And I will die on this hill, and as I don't care how high it gets on Rotten Tomatoes,
Well, see-
this movie sucked.
See, so here's my George theory. They intentionally tried to make a bomb of a Sonic movie so that they'd never have to touch it again. But the fan outrage over the character design of Sonic itself literally pushed the studio to go, okay, well, look, here's a bunch of money, change the character, make it work.
Well, at least we know
It's still going to be our bomb of a movie, and then all the money started rolling in, and they're like, "What?
Where did we see this happen?
Okay.
Where did we see this happen? Justice League. The fan revolt.
Wow. I never actually made that connection, but there you go.
I mean, I've been aware of like the similarities there before, but I don't think that's.
God damn it, it's even ruining my Pokemon now. Come on.
Leave Lane alone.
Look, it just turns
Guys,
with a little bit of fireball.
We're
You can
pushing
fly.
2.5 hours.
We got one more topic, don't we?
Yeah, what we're watching.
What are we watching?
Oh, I thought Jupiter's Legacy. You guys just ruined my night.
I have not seen Jupiter's Legacy.
I think you're
What's
the only
that?
one who's seen it.
Screw you guys.
Look,
love you
wait
too.
for the adult to get back. Then you can have
And
talk
Carlos
about
is one that was
Jupiter's
wanting to cover that one.
We love you, Carlos.
The Son's wondering where the money
let-
came for Sonic.
Carlos,
and it was
I
Greg
hope-
seen it 20 times.
Shut up.
I'm running on about 4.5 hours of sleep, so let's
All right, I'll
move
go
things
first.
along and wrap things up.
I'll go first.
Yes, Greg, please. Let's move on to our final segment. What are we watching? Greg, if you would lead us off, please.
I actually started and finished, watched Jupiter's Legacy, loved it. Hopefully we cover that next week. I started, finished, and watched all of Camp Cretaceous, season 3 that dropped today. Loved it. Hopefully there's a season 4 because this was very series end-ish. And then I am going to watch Army of the Dead tomorrow.
Ooh, good choice.
I'm looking forward to that. The preview we saw, I was sold on the movie from the get-go because I love Batista. And I'm actually sad to hear him leave Guardians of the Galaxy. That could probably be covered next week.
Wait,
But what sold me on
Dave Bautista is leaving the Guardians of the Galaxy. Is this
Guardians-
confirmed?
Guardians of the
Not
Galaxy
coming
3.
back.
On comicbook.com, it was a quote, he's leaving Guardians of the Galaxy after Volume 3. So the theory is that he's going to die.
After Volume 3. Okay, I
Yeah.
get it. Like,
Yeah, sorry, he'll be in that one.
Wait.
But what
Wait.
sold me on Army of the Dead was the preview when I clicked on Netflix to watch Camp Cretaceous. Army of the Dead's preview was Tig Notaro's character doing her best smartass. We just have that guy die. Just look at him. He's just ready to die. We'll just let him get killed, and we all get the money. And then they all look at the guy, and the guy's like, "What?" So Tig Notaro is basically playing Jet Reno in Army of the Dead. It was great.
Tig Notaro is a brilliant comedian.
She's a badass.
Yeah, so that's what I'm watching. I'm looking forward to Army of the Dead, and next week's when we review Camp Cretaceous and Jupiter's Legacy.
All right. Thank you so much, Greg. Raina, how about you?
I have actually been catching up on the Pokemon anime on Netflix.
Drinks.
Yes, it's very, very good. And thank God they got rid of that Sun and Moon art style. I am so happy. I watched that. I went back and watched the show that I started and didn't finish called Bitten, which is a werewolf show that was originally a sci-fi exclusive.
Oh yeah.
I'm a sucker for werewolf stuff, and that has the best werewolf transformation scenes and realistic werewolves I've ever seen in any property ever. It's fantastic, and the story is great.
More so than Hemlock Grove.
Yes.
Dog Soldiers? That's
Yes.
old.
Dog Soldiers has a little bit of a. They look almost more zombie-like in there. Like here, it's like I'm a sucker for quadruped werewolves. So like when they do them right in here, and like you hear like the bones cracking, you actually like see these transformations happen in like real time, and it's intense, but it's also like it's super heavy in lore, like, but it doesn't like do it in a way that throws you off. It's like, this is how this works. You're smart enough to figure this out now. You know, I really like the show, and the characters are all great.
Wait, and this is a Pokemon thing? What?
No. These are completely separate avenues of the world right now. No, I've been since I got Kindle Unlimited, I've been going back on a huge like werewolf like kick. I think Ross saw my post where I'm like, why are all these werewolf like reverse harem novels sucking me in? Damn you, Kindle Unlimited. But that's what I've been watching.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Raina. Travis and Lane, how about you guys?
Honestly, I have not been watching a whole lot this week. Mainly been kind of sucked into Skyrim right now and doing some real life things and writing. But I did start a journey that I am very I'm hesitant to continue with because I'm very sad to I resumed watching the third season of the DuckTales reboot, and I have many times said just how much I love this series and what they've done with this reboot.
You're stopping so you don't have to feel sad because it ends.
And
Justin, no.
And I really
that was meant for chat and only chat.
And I'm really sad that this show is kind of it's ending as soon as it is. And granted, each season was very long. I think each season was 20 episodes each, and so it had a good run. Like Avatar was the same length, and so I'm very curious to see if they will end on a high note similar to like how Avatar did. But in the same way, it's like it's just kind of a gut punch because like this is a great show, and I just don't want to finish it because I'll be sad to see it finished, I guess. Like I'm being a little sappy. It's
take a drink, Travis.
No.
Shut up, Wesley.
Justin, come on.
You guys didn't get me to say it.
That's
So
great.
But
all right, thank you very much.
I watched an episode of DuckTales.
Well,
thank you, Travis.
That's okay. We all know what you're going to be doing later, Travis.
What are you watching, Justin?
That's what you're going to be doing later. Munchies.
Son, how about you? What were you watching this week?
So this week I discovered North America's last remaining natural resource, and that is one YouTuber and Twitch streamer, Ricky Berwick. Ricky Berwick is a disabled YouTube creator and streamer who is known for making like short form shitpost content constantly. Constantly.
And YouTube let him stand.
And as much as we just got through talking about Sonic, he literally has like 3 Sonic related videos in the last week. But my favorite from the past week was he spotlessly recreates the aliens in the claw machine from the original Toy Story movie.
Oh no.
It is absolutely, it's absolute. Okay. Justin, I have to share it. Yes, I have to share it. Justin. There. Share that, Justin. Share that so everybody can enjoy.
All right. Anything more to add?
So there was that. I finished watching SG1 for the like all the way through for the first time. And then found out none of the Stargate movies are on Netflix and pissed me the fuck off.
Oh.
So, yeah, that was a thing.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. Think I got it. Justin, no. 16 seconds. Okay, that's fine.
That's why. Laws are mastered. The plot chooses who will go and who will stay. Oh, I have been chosen. So long, my friends. I go on to a better place.
Wow.
I love Ricky Berwick. He is done everything to call out like the ableist woke people on Twitter and YouTube and shit. It has been absolutely fascinating watching his stuff. So yeah, that was my week. I've been rather thrilled this week.
Awesome. Oh, all right. Have I missed anybody? Justin.
You're muted. Can't hear you.
Okay, there we go. Elite Dangerous launched their Odyssey update this week, and oh boy, what a botched update it was.
But hey, at least they got the Normandy in there.
That's No Man's Sky.
Oh shit!
Sorry, Justin broke.
Wrong franchise.
I didn't break. I was giving Ross the stare. But anyways, yeah, they launched. Everything pretty much broke. Fleet carriers can't jump into other systems, so all these commanders who own fleet carriers are stuck paying a rather large weekly upkeep of 5 billion credits, and they can't go nowhere. The Thargoids are attacking all the inner systems and are headed towards Earth, which will likely be in the system by next week. And oh yeah, they have started a new thing where the actual starports are being knocked out of orbit and sending crashing to the planet surfaces. So that's going to be a thing now.
As far as I'm aware, that's only one station, and we're not sure if that's a bug or not because it's something that's actually happened before in game, and it was a bug.
It's all the burning stations. It was confirmed with the burp head earlier today.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, it was just one station in Delphi, and then the Oracle, which is kind of an iconic starport, and then
it was
all
one of the first stations to be attacked by Thargoids.
Yep.
And now it's been attacked again, and it's currently falling out of the sky.
And it was kind of comical because normally you have to do rescue missions to go and rescue the people of the station, but you can't use your auto dock in the burning station, so you have to actually manually fly in and land in these burning space hulks, and the stations are moving while you're trying to fly through a mail slot. It's not exactly a fun thing to deal with. So yeah, that's been fun. And all the numerous bugs, but hey, it's out. That's been pretty much my week. That and playing Deep Rock Galactic has been a blast.
Thank you very much. All right, as for me, I made some progress in my painting journey this week, doing some faces on my Tau.
Nice.
Got a little blue going there on that one. This guy was my first attempt decades ago. He's all gray and ugly earlier, but I got him a nice, good gradient there. My commander, Shadow Sun, the Supreme Commander. There we go. You saw the ethereal earlier, and this is a character ethereal with a lot of exposed skin. I thought I got some decent shading on there. He's a character, so he's going to be getting a lot more love than someone like this this troop sergeant.
They're coming out good though.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with my progress. And as for what I've watched, I started Invincible this week.
Oh,
I just finished that.
I really
And
good.
wow,
I need
I
to
just
resume my journey.
the first
Wow,
episode
was good.
just brutal. I mean, holy crap! I did not expect so much blood and gore and
It's the boys on
And just-
steroids.
It gets
and-
worse.
I know it
It
gets
don't
worse.
get
I finished episode 5 right before the show.
Oh my!
Okay.
Oh, well, then no
I'm working
spoilers.
my
I
way
don't- I don't
towards
know
the
how
meme.
far,
I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot going on. There's still a mystery that is yet to be resolved. That it's going to take a while. I want to know why. I guess I gotta wait to find out.
All
But,
episodes should be streaming, so you should be able to binge it.
They are.
Okay.
There's a lot to
Yes.
like about the series. I like the idea of a coming of age superhero being trained by family and friends. I love the idea of different heroes finding themselves in different ways. Adam Eve is such a wonderful character. I'm really enjoying her journey. Robot is a breakout character that I was surprised I enjoyed so much. And the team that he's put together, I've come to rather like a lot more than I expected. And just a lot of surprise twists that I didn't see coming. Subversions of superhero storytelling, while other tropes remain true. It's very interesting, very cool to see where it goes.
Yeah,
This isn't-
Atrocan, not Atrocan character that they introduced. It's kind of cool. I like it. I like that one.
You know,
Here's what's not a spoiler: the title card when it goes, "Oh, and then it cuts to the title card. And
Invincible.
It gets
Every
down.
episode.
Every episode, it's funny. Every episode, more and more blood gets on the title card. If you pay attention, it's just bloodier and bloodier. It's great.
Yeah,
The
I
only
noticed.
thing that's missing is a count of it's like a body counter.
you know
I'm
what?
surprised they didn't throw one in.
I actually like it because it was like people were like, "Do you remember like when Batman v Superman?" Everyone was like, "I can't believe heroes went that far." It's like, "Oh, you've
God.
never seen Invincible, have you?"
Or the boys.
Invincible,
Boys.
and on this, yeah, I was about to say the boys. So yeah, that's been my week.
Raina, if you haven't seen the boys yet, it's
It's on my to watch list.
The Boys,
Oh,
Jupiter's
too.
Legacy is a good one. So hopefully
I
we
plan
can-
on
Alright.
watching that this week. Yeah.
That brings us to the end of our regular show. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out and geeking out about all the topics we have for tonight. It is always a highlight of my week, and I hope it is for you as well.
Amen.
definitely.
Flawless victory.
And for those of you watching, thank you so much for hanging out with us to the end. I know we tend to ramble. That happens when you enjoy what you talk about. But I'm glad that you stuck around, both either live or watching on video on demand or listening wherever. Thank you very much for joining. We're showing up on Spotify soon. Justin is working his magic. And we're going to be in a lot more places. So we hope to see you back
getting
here
out.
every week. I hope to see you
We're getting
back
out there.
every week.
Oh my god, we keep lagging at the same time. You go.
Yeah.
Go.
Anyway, stay tuned if you want to hang out for our Florida Man segments. The events of the gentleman never get old, and I hope that you enjoy that as well. If not, a wonderful night, a great weekend, and a good start of your week. Until next time, we are the Real Super Geeks,
And remember,
and
you
we'll
are
see you next
loved
time. Take us
and
out,
appreciated just for
son.
being you.
And make sure you spay and neuter your
man.
plushies.
And Justin, play us. How come I'm the only one dancing? Come on.
You know how this works?
And you're in the vibe.
Ross. You know how this works? I never dance to this song. I have to converse with my little buddy here.
Ross is missing Carlos's dance partner, and Carlos is missing Lane.
Well, I mean, you
Yeah,
know, Carlos is in Ross's
All right.
dungeon, so
Night,
Lane's
guys.
gonna be going on.
He just hightailed it out of here, man.
Yeah, I'm about to head out myself.
Yep,
You guys
same.
enjoy Florida.
Same heading
man.
out, guys. Good night, everybody.
Hang loose,
Night,
live
everyone.
long and prosper, y'all.
No Florida man.
So does
No
that mean it's
Florida
just
man.
going to be us two doing the Florida man thing, Justin?
I mean,
Have
I
fun.
Have fun, guys.
Good luck, guys.
mean, is there even a Florida man for tonight? I
Oh, of
didn't
course
think Ross
there's-
was gonna belt.
Look, there's absolutely a Florida man story for tonight.
Okay, well, we'll do a Florida man story.
Okay, so the Florida man story for this week, just the entire Florida man story for this week, is actually about a Florida 11-year-old. Normally, we don't cover stories like this
Uh-oh.
because it deals with kids.
Hold on.
What's going on, Justin?
Oh, okay, there you go. We're good. I was
Okay.
gonna. Is it go to anything risque?
No,
Okay,
no,
good.
no. So normally we don't cover things like this because it deals with kids, but this story is an exception because a Florida man was arrested Tuesday after an 11-year-old girl fought back during an attempted kidnapping.
Oh, I saw that. That's one where she credited Law and Order SVU for how she was able to escape her attacker. Yeah, I saw that. It's Florida man story. Or Florida kid.
Florida kid story.
Yeah, Florida kid. Florida kid. Rock on, Florida kid.
Absolutely. The only other Florida story this week is Florida woman. Florida woman steals a beer bucket full of quote unquote charitable sex toys.
Oh my God.
So apparently someone donated a whole bunch of sex toys to a charity organization, and this Florida woman went and stole them.
That doesn't sound off the beaten path, Florida people.
Yeah. So there
All right.
you go. There's our Florida man for this week.
Yeehaw.
Because everything else is about a story I'm not covering anymore.
Oh, well, that works for me. All right. Well, thanks for those who stuck around, and we will see you all next week.